Come up. Hey, hey, it's another episode of Candace Michelle Views where I like to give my opinion on what I'm viewing on any mainstream media platform that you could think of. So I did want to give my disclosure. Let me see if I'm up and if anybody can hear me once anybody comes. Let me see if I can hear myself. Uh, okay. Let me see if I'm live. Okay, I don't know if I'm live. Let me see. Okay, okay, it does look like I'm up there. All right. So hopefully I can hear myself. I don't see the live yet to see if I can hear myself. Um, okay, somebody's here. Hey, you son, can you hear me? So I don't have to keep looking. I don't know. Hopefully you can hear me because I don't like to just start talking. I've had times where I'm on here and no one can hear nothing. So I definitely want to make sure I can hear myself. Okay, cool. All right. And I'm glad that you're here. What's up? I haven't been here for a while. I'm gonna explain where I've been and all the things that's been going on. The song, like the song We Don't Talk About Bruno. Like I don't know if y'all know that I've been talking about Bruno in the last live. I kind of talked about Bruno, Oliver, Popeye, the Sailor Man, whatever. With my history chats. So hey, I suppose MC, what's up? Yeah, and shout out to your page, of course. Always showing love. So yeah, the Bruno song. I was like, okay, it seems like they're marketing off me again, because they're like, oh, we don't talk about Bruno, and that was like after my last live. Um, so like the day or two after that, I kind of like injured my arm. And I went and say, and then that song came out saying we don't talk about Bruno after I injured my arm. So I felt like, and it was it was like really bad where it like messed up like my nerves. Where I couldn't really type and I took pictures, but like you're not gonna really probably see it really well. I never burnt myself like this bad before, and it literally is on my jugular vein, right? So it literally damaged. Hey everybody that's here. I'm glad that some people are here. It's late, so thank you for being with me. I always try to jump up when I can, and it's usually at this time. So thank some of the grown people that's up with me. But anyway, yeah. So I burnt myself after I did my last live. That was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, where I had to wait and heal for a while because it really was bad. It was like literally on my jugular vein, and then it was like so random. It was like on a light bulb. Um, and it was like I've never had a burn or anything anywhere to this degree. So I was just like, this is so. It's like I'm marked on my jugular vein, and it's like they was like, kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like that's I got that kind of message from it because it literally went through my. You know what I'm saying? Like if you could look at it, I don't know if it's easy to see, but I don't know. It's like literally on top of the vein where you cut and you could be gone. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to use those words, but you know what I'm saying. So I was just like, how do I burn? Like it was on a light, and I literally tapped the light bulb. So I'm like, how did it get so severely burned, like to my and like so I like my vein or whatever, my jugular. So I like my functions weren't working at well, and I was like, okay, let me give it some time to heal. And anyway, like the next day after that, they had it was like they had the little kids doing it too, like Kim Kardashian kid. I got the videos because I was like, oh my God. It was like, we don't talk about Bruno. And I'm and it's like, what did they try? Because I was talking about Brazil, my last live. I was like going, and you know how I be talking about people. And I was going in about Brazil, and I felt like it was like a little eye. Like it's like really deep directly on I'm gonna look at the picture. Maybe I can show you the picture. It's like a little eye that's like directly on the vein that went really deep, and then everything else. So it was like it looked like the flag of Brazil. I can't make it up, or like the flag of Japan, like a little dot, and it's still kind of like there. It still hasn't healed all the way. It's still one little dot left that still needs to probably fall off. But it was like a little dot, and like, so I'm like, what the hell is going on? Did they try to like tell me to kill myself or something? Like, I was just like, whatever, but that's not gonna happen. But now I'm like badly burned for no reason. I'm telling you, it was a split second of who knows what I was reaching for. I tapped a light bulb and it's all happened from it. I'm like, it was bad, right? So I felt like that happened because I did figure out a lot. I figured out a lot or whatever since then, and I think that they don't want me to come up and talk about it. So they kept me, and then like I was like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Let me see exactly. I have to go back into my. It was so while ago. It was like 3 or 4 weeks ago to the point where I wanted to come live, but I'm like, I can't go live. It's still messed up. Like, literally just feel better now this week. Um, and I just thought it was weird that they was like keep singing that song, and then like the Bruno song came out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere. So I'm like, we don't talk about Bruno, and I got burnt the day before, like, you know, the day after my live, and then the next day, it's like the song just kept popping up on the celebrity kids, like, and then they was like, oh, it's gonna be on the Oscars. It's gonna be opening on the Oscars, that song where Will Smith smacks Chris Rock. Which, if you think for 1 second, it was like real and not improv real. Improvville, yes. Really real? Absolutely not. I know you're not been watching this page and thinking for 1 second you're going to come up here and say that was somewhat of any kind of real situation going on. I don't even think those people were actually there. Not to be funny, but like, let's look at the background. You always gotta look at everything. Don't just pay attention to what they say. Hey, look at me, look at me. Stop looking at that and start looking behind the scenes. Like, what is going on? Like, is anybody else worrying about what's going on? You saw the other celebrities didn't even flinch. They weren't concerned. Like that lady from the Black Panthers was right behind them. Everything is so strategic and weird and symbolic. Like, it's really a big problem between these two people, and I have figured out who these two people are. I've been watching this show. I always tell y'all to watch a show. I'm sorry, but I do watch a lot of shows that pertains to history and real people, real information. Like, not like history, like where they're like, oh, you know, this war happened. Like, I like to listen to like people names. Like, people always had a name during a time frame, whether they're real people or not. The names mean something. That's what they like. You know, so like when you, like the show, I believe it's called Boardwalk Empire. Really good show. And the guy that plays in that other show is in it, and his name is Chalky White. And as I told you, my great grandmother last name is White, and I found her name on the list of, you know, like blood. I believe like whatever. It's like the lineage of like they have on record, because obviously they got her picture, so I'm not shocked that if that is actually her name. I found her name is like Lily White, whatever, and I saw her daughter name Mary Grant. You know, she married a Grant, and it's also Mary White and a Mary Grant on here. So I was shocked that both of them was on. But anyway, that's beside the point. So anyway, the show Boardwalk Empire is really, really good. It kind of explains from when they kind of got here, and I do want to explain like we're gonna have to go back to Adam and Eve, unfortunately, because I believe that I figured it out, and that's why I got burned. And they told me not to talk about Bruno and all other kind of stuff, because I'm gonna say what I'm coming up to say today. Yeah, so it was really weird. All of the scenarios that happened after, I was just like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna, you know, go in this direction of what I want to explain. And I found a lot of information, like a lot of stuff. To the point where I don't even know how to start to explain it. So the Oscars period, the Oscars they say is like and I didn't know that my pictures were backwards, so I'm gonna try to start flipping my pictures. So hopefully it'll come out properly. You know, so they say like the Oscars is like based off of these guy. I don't know if you can see it good. Yeah, they say it's based off of these people, right? But you already know that most of these things that's going on here. Okay. Oh, yeah. So most of these things that's going on here, where you see Osiris and Ptah, when you see this stuff, these things is just in a language. You gotta understand that this is a language, all right? So I'm gonna get into this. Let me look at some of the comments. Hey guys, I know yeah, this Chris Rock stuff that was definitely staged. If you look at the background, no one cared. It was so staged. And then when he did that second yell, that's when I was like, oh my god, that was just like the same scene that he did when Will Smith's when he was in the show Fresh Prince, when the trucker father came. You know, one of us probably, and cause the other father, the successful one. But anyway, the real father came. Remember, he was like, "Huh?" When he did that second yell to Chris Rock, it was the same yell he did to Philip. When the Uncle Philip, when and you see the two brothers, right? Ain't they brothers? No, that yeah, no. Will Smith is Vivian. Who is Vivian related to? The other one, right? I don't know who they related to. I don't even care. But anyway, Will Smith did that same yell. It was that same actor scene. I was like, yo, that scene reminded me of when Will's father left. And he was like, why don't he love me? Whenever he yelled it to Phil, it was the same voice. And I was like, oh my God. Once he did the second yell, I was like, it was too much. So when they do too much, they want to do that because they want to let you know this is acting. Okay? And acting means to be telemundo, telenova, soap opera, over the top. It has to be. So that's what acting is. So very fake scene. The Oscars, don't talk about Bruno. They wanted to put me out for a while so they could just talk. And they didn't want me to steal their shine, right? Because what I found, it is a lot of what I believe is the Oscar, what Oscar is based on. Because first of all, Oscar will be um, a, a black man from America. I don't know how not to say black because I hate to use that word because they classified as that's right. But a man from America on the east side, most likely from a certain region, right? I'm going to explain how I believe everything occurred. Have y'all watched the show DMZ as well? I believe it's on HBO, whatever. They show you how they came through on the Hudson River. Um, so it's just like I'm saying things before them. I'm going to show you some pictures from World War I, where they're clearly at that place on on what is that? Eastern Parkway. That's clearly the footage. That, oh my god, they trying to do tight. They try to do tight footage. They was right in Brooklyn, bro. Yeah, mad at them coming out the park and all that. I said, wow, that building is still there at that park. I took a video of this, guys. They didn't want me to come up and explain none of this. They burnt me, told me not to talk about Bruno. Okay. And the statue that was here in America before they ripped it down and gave us the Statue of Liberty, it was a statue here before that. Did you guys ever see that statue? Do y'all know the history of America? Um, they think we simple niggers. Let me show y'all that clip real quick. Let me show y'all something real quick. It was a nice show. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at nobody. I'm just gonna explain what I believe. Who these two men were, who we are. Well, it's not really two. It is, but some people are going to be the lineage of Adam, and some people are going to be the lineage of Eve, and we're going to explain all of that. We're going to explain the atoms, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. the apples. We're going to explain Adam, the Adam apple, the apple that's on that tree. We're going to explain Adam and that apple that's on that tree. And we're going to explain Eve and that snake, that Eve and that snake. We're going to explain Eve's bayou. We're going to explain Eve's bayou in the slithering, swampy snake that she comes from. And it's no disrespect to her. She's probably a beautiful being. But I'm just saying, we're going to explain what the Bible has gospeled and explained and said, what occurred when she did come and, caused all this issues in that garden that was able to grow on its own just by Adam talking to it. Because we have a way to speak. Okay? So we're going to figure all out what happened here. And then we're going to figure out, when they did get pushed to the side, the lineage of those children, and if Abel really died. We're going to have to really figure that out. We're going to see if Seth is really Seth, or is it really just Cain when he went to the land of Nod, which is North Africa. And we already know that Cain was pushed out to Mexico, the back of it, which is like the Tulu, Mexico area. We already know what those people look like, right? Remember those statues that they say people knocked their noses off? Doubt it. They knocked our statue nose and penis off. And then they came and they tried to knock their stuff off and act like it would happen to them. But they're the ones that's really knocking things off to trade over on our side. Okay? So those things back in Mexico, those noses and that melanated Asian person turned into a melanated Asian person because Cain took after Eve and Abel took after Adam. Adam was a gardener. Abel was appointed to be the sheep herder. Okay, I believe Cain had a job. He was the farmer. He's a farmer. Okay, going towards Mexico. Then eventually he had to go past Mexico. He told God he could not bear to leave. Please don't make me leave. But God said he had to go because he so-called killed Abel. But Abel was already married. He was appointed the most pretty wife. It's in the Bible. Abel was appointed the most pretty wife because he was favored because God said he was righteous like Adam, like of the father. And Cain was like of the mother. So we're going to explain those people in Eve's bayou and Adam from the Garden of Eden, most likely New York / New Jersey, while all those celebrities are slumped up in New Jersey like that. And that's how they swamped in here through technical knowledge, F that word. They came through a foul. It was a foul, They didn't come through the Ellis Islands. They came through that island that's connected to New Jersey through flood. So 12 million people came through from, the Yorkshires. I like to prefer to call it the Yorkshires because if we call it the United Kingdoms or we call it Great Britain, we don't call it Great Britain used to be Canada. In British Columbia, and I'm going to get the map out. Yeah, simple niggas. Gambino. What's up? A shout out to you, I like when people I'm used to is here. It makes my chin more comfortable. Yeah, so I'm going to show y'all. I don't like to switch up. I cannot stay on track because it's so much and I haven't even been here. I'm like, dang, I can't even show y'all everything. I'm going to start showing y'all some of these white people too. Some of these white people were not white. Okay? Some of these white people were these British people are actually from the islands. They're all from like St. Kitts and they all most everybody's okay. We're gonna get to that, right? It's either you're from here or you're from the Caribbean, Latino, and then it's gonna turn into a lot of other things because they go to an area where they should not be, and this is all the way back in Central Latin America. Okay, it all starts back there, where the Aborigines are. Okay, we're gonna explain the Jews back there. We're gonna explain the Latin pigs, the New Guinea pigs. We're gonna explain that, which is the Italians. We're gonna explain all those Guinea pigs. We're gonna explain all those people back there. I don't know what happened where from them going from Tulu dark, very dark came to when God said he had to then leave off of the whatchamacallit, and he marks him because people were trying to kill him. And the mark of the beast was when he turned straight white. So you got to think of Colombia and the cocaine, right? Cocaine, where it grows in a black ball, right? But and they have to wait for it to grow, and they have to keep continuing to check it, and it's straight white stuff in there. Or just like the vanilla bean, where it's straight black, but it comes out straight white. So you got to understand that black and white actually comes from back from Central Latin America. Has nothing to do with us. We're the humans, hue color. They are actually really no red. It's like a lot of just black and white issues due to issues when you're due to issues, okay? And I'm gonna be as nice as I can about it. Like sometimes when you like swampy things and this things and drug, you just put a lot of stuff into play. A lot of violence are not that great. A lot of a lot of things are going on, right? If you look at the Boardwalk Empire, you see how the Irishmen or whatever, they kind of argue with the Italians because they believe the Italians have more African mixed into them than what they have. They believe they have the red men mixed with them, which I don't know if they think that's us because they stole all our names. As the guy that's named in that show, his name is Enoch and his brother name is Eli. He's told the man in that show, the German man that came over there, that came to America, whatever, like the 1850s, 1900s, when they came on our side, and they started flooding in through Atlantic. When they start, the way how they take things over, they flood stuff. I think they started over in California first. I don't know what they did to California where they broke it apart, and that's why we really don't have really. At some point, we were only really at certain regions, and I'm going to try to show you that on the map. And then I believe once they try to like intermix with us, they start rearranging the states in the laws. Like, oh, now you got some of Mexico in there. Oh, now it's New Mexico. Now it's like now it's all of this region of the Spanish region, or all this region of the where the French region was. That's now a part of like America. You see what I'm saying? It's like the very back regions that we really probably wouldn't deal with. Like they're very swampy when it gets to like the back, like Florida going to Cuba, or like the New Orleans going to Texas line, the border lines where we kind of meet them, where we kind of meet Eve in them. It's like they're like swarthy people, sweaty, hot, blackened. Okay, we're gonna get to those people. We're gonna tell you how it'll happen. I'm gonna explain to you. It's like a Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. Okay, and I'm gonna see if I can get on the map. Let me see. I'm going to show you where Alvin is, where we will be. Then I'm going to show you where Simon is, which will be all these maniac African Asiatic men. It's like, you want to bumble, you want to run with the jungle, that's them. That's Simon and them. That's going to be the back of Mexico, towards like the Tulu, Mexico part. And then when you go past the Panamanian and all that, then it gets real Spanish, Latin, Italian, Bin Latin, all that, Arab, Jewish. It gets like that in Central America, right? And mind you, the original man is all going all the way back in that area as well, mixed with them, because we are the original. Eve is nothing but a bare piece of Adam, okay? She was never even supposed to have been here. Okay? So we're gonna remember that part. And we're gonna also get to the woman God can't never be if she can't create a man, right? Woman can't create a man. Only a man could create a man. So y'all forget that part as well. Doesn't make any sense. It has to make sense, or just the mathematical problem only have one answer. So that's what we universally use as mathematical senses of not divide and conquer, but algebra, like algebra, where it's put something on one side, put something on another side, and we have to make it even out on both sides. Okay, so that's called a eliminate of some elimination. Like, does this make sense? Does this make sense? If not, shift it on this side and shift it on that side. But somewhere down the line, it has to equal to one, or a whole. So I don't know. Can y'all see this map? So as you can see the map, and you can see me circling this. So if you're right in the United States or whatever, you know what I'm saying? This will be us right here. Okay. Let me see if I can make it bigger. This would be us somewhere. Like I would say Adam and also I seen something where they said that where when everything froze over, right? I'm gonna see if I can find a video. Probably wouldn't be able to find it, but the froze stopped all the way right here. This would be the Great Freeze or whatever. Nothing really froze in this region right here. Nothing froze in this region. It kind of spilled all the way to Canada, and then it drawed back up. And you see it stopped where Greenland and stuff is at, but it's still frozen. And so is Antarctica. And that's why I'm telling you that somewhere down the line, this is like a Mario Brothers situation where Antarctica and all the way at the top, it's somewhat of a connection that they don't explain to us properly. Because it's like some type of like, we're in like some type of like wars, a circular, like, you know, we're going in probably like a circular thing where everything meets back up somehow, right? Everything is connecting. So if you see, this didn't freeze over during that big ancient freeze over, whatever that was, right? And I believe that ancient freeze over helped. Oh God. Okay, see, this is not working. Anyway, yeah, that Statue of Liberty it replaced something else, and I'm gonna try to show you that as well. I'm definitely gonna show you that because that's the whole point of the Oscar thing. And if you look at the Broadway Empire show, you can see that the Oscar guy tried to help Chalky White. You saw that was a Southern older man that Chalky knew. And Chalky said he was from Texas. Remember, that's where he came from. And the girl he was trying to save was from New Orleans. And the man that killed Chalky White was Trinidadian. He came from the islands, and he was flipping on Chalky White about his slavery and thinking that we thought we was better than them because we didn't go through the issues that they went through and all these other situations where he tried to do the movement of sending people back to Liban, with the help of that Jamaican guy. I forget what his name is, and we're gonna get into all of that, okay? Because they're all Jamaicans, they're all melanated Asians, and that they're all Jamaicans. And even the people from Great Britain, the people from Ireland, they're all St. Patty's, they're all Jamaican. And I'm gonna explain myself. They're all like, think of Bob Marley. They're all Caribbeans. They're all, yeah. It's either you're from here, this area, or you're all Caribbeans. You're all Caribbeans. And it's from Inky, when Inky, somewhere here had a baby with Mary. Mary is the daughter of Solomon and what you call it. I did not know Mary's father was Solomon. So that's still why Mary is everybody's grandmother's name. And I'm going to explain, well, as far as West Indian in ours, you know, and I'm going to explain all that through Solomon. So anyway, because obviously Solomon is beginning to become a French Spaniard man going down this region. Okay, this is where the French and Spaniards started to take over, and that's where the Louisiana cell ended up happening when they flooded us through the beginning from Ohio, the Indiana River. Okay, the Dream, Michael Jackson, the American Dream. Do you know the movie called Gone with the Wind, where they ended up in Kansas, and then they were trying to fight, and then the guy, oh my God, with the Uncle Tom's Cabin. Do y'all know any of this stuff? Where they tried to fight and run through they tried to get the black people from out of there, from Kansas, you know, because they was coming in and taking over. That was the very beginning of when they was coming through from the West. That's how it became the Wild Wild West. They was taking over California. I don't know what they did to California. They ripped this off or something, and it became Witch Island. Okay, and this whole thing was wicked. All right, this whole area right here, this whole little line right here was super wicked. A lot of Morento things going on. Death, they worship death. This is where the executors come from, and they somehow end up in Italy, in Umbria, and I'm going to show you that little circle up there because they ended up migrating up this way and becoming let me see. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to get to, I don't know, because I don't know how to use this. I usually use my phone, so this is just not helping me. Let me come back. on my video. Let me see. One moment. Yeah, so I'm just trying to explain. Like, so I believe that we started up here, and I'm gonna show you the region of where we had the Game of Thrones and all that stuff happened in like Rhode Island and all the areas over there where the Elizabeth and all them people were trying to fight us down in the top of from coming where they came from Montreal. They already had took Canada over because it was already something before it was Great Britain. And as you can see over here where it says BC right here, this is British Columbia. So it's these same people. This is like Taraji P. Henderson grandfather. Remember that that Asiatic man that they said was a pioneer and he was coming. They all was migrating really from back here and was coming up this way. They spread it out to the Ireland Island. And also when some of these people went over down this way, backwards of the Bering Strait, where they became Ameri Indians. This is the ark. There was no boat. This is the actual ark, and it's called like Anchor something. You see how it says Anchor right here? Anchorage. This is where the fake ark is coming from. It was never no boat. The animals and everything was able to cross this Bering Strait when it froze over. So they just came through. They just popped out over here, and then when they popped out over here, they became Chili Willies. The Asian, the melanated Asians started from back in Central Latin America, became now white looking Asians, no melanin, because they're living off of Chili Willy. They're living off of well. They're living off of fish for eight months out the year. They're drinking frozen water. This can't be good for nobody's health. All right. So there you go with what's going on back there, and let's not even talk about what's going on all the way back down in Central America with they become midgets and leprechauns and Arabs and Jews and all kinds of stuff down this way. Okay, this is where all the crazy stuff really happens. Is past this tail. All right. This is where the real merds. These are farmers. This is where the farmers are from. They're all mermaids. Then the mermaids end up going up. They all originally come over here, and then somehow I know they know how to get over here. It's not hard to get over here because look at all these names. It all matches them. The Sahara, all this stuff matches them. Morocco, Tunisia. That's like the same tuna people from Neptune, the Neptune area. They all back circling each other from where they first came from the Bering Strait. You see what I'm saying? Oh God. I don't know if I'm losing people or not because this is not the best presentation right here. My nails is getting in my way. I'm not even going to hold you. And it's really not letting me navigate this well. So you see, I'm trying to explain to you that some people went this way and then some people came up this way, right? To the islands and then ended up in Ireland, okay? Because this wasn't really livable, all right? It was frozen over. This is not really a good, even though it stays like, so they really were coming over here as well. So they're like British, but they're still the same Caribbean, French, Spanish people that was. They already tell you that like the El Salvadors and people. They tell you that they really came up this way. So they started from the bottom, right? Remember? Oh my God! Oh shit! I think I fucked up. Let me see. Is y'all still with me? Oopsie. See, this wasn't a good idea. Oh shit, it stopped. Oh shit. That was bad. Okay, I'm still up. Cool. Okay, can you guys see me and hear me? Okay, cool. All right, sorry about that, because I'm trying to explain my best. I don't know if people are still following me, but I'm just trying. Let me try to stay up here and make sure that I can see I don't know. I'm really not good at using. I'm trying to like use this better than me just talking and talking and talking and not being able to see anyone. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna try to just talk like I've been talking because I think that's better than what I'm trying to do right here. Okay, so do y'all kind of get what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't know, like, let me see. Okay, so do you do y'all get what I'm trying to say? Like, let me explain. I'm gonna try to explain, right? So let's start with Adam and Eve, okay? So they when they talk about stuff before Adam and Eve, it's usually them trying to explain to you like probably things that was being created um, before human life, because obviously we did not just pop up here before like the atmosphere and the water and the algae and the fungus and then the stuff in the the sea marine life, and then obviously sea animals beginning to create like some type of like trees and moss, and the moss creates like a lot of thick, then to a point where you can start to have a platform, and then it becomes more march on top of stuff where it now becomes something that you can walk on, stand on, and whatever. I don't know, obviously dead animals and things like that, anything dies and stuff will always feed the soils and create more things. So all that like information that they give you before, like I don't know, when they get to like all these people, let me see if I can find a list. They're not even talking about human beings yet. Like, so it's just like, who even cares? The first human being that they really talk about is Adam. You know what I'm saying? And then Adam is obviously the image of the guy that wanted people to be. This is his Sims. Like, this is his Sims. So y'all can't mess his Sims up. This is what he's saying. This is his Sims. This is what he pictured. This is what he wanted to have going on here. And then they was basically saying that, he didn't know that Adam was going to be so lonely and bored, you know, to the point where he tried to help him create a, a woman out of his rib. You see what I'm saying? So this lady, this woman, is not even like, I would not say a human being, but we would not say she's like 100% a creation of what was Adam, right? She wasn't what Adam was. I'm pretty sure he put his finger into that, and then he like, oh, let me just pop out with shorty. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just like saying like Eve wasn't thought about, and she came at the spur of the moment to be of company to him. So we don't even know if she's a human being. We don't know what the hell Eve is or anything like that, right? So I just think like, why are they using the name Eve, and obviously the evolution and all that stuff. Like, what does Eve? Where does Eve come from? So then when I look into Eve, I kind of think of like Eve's Bayou. And if you look into that movie is super, it's very like you can have a whole live just about that movie. And I'm not going to be decoding that movie, but obviously Samuel L. Jackson, and we're going to get to that last name Jackson, right? Because there's so many last names, and I had to look up because I'm like, people keep saying Jackson is like French for. I'm going to be here forever because I keep jumping on 1,000 subjects. It's French for the son of Jack. Of Jack Keys or something like that. It means Jack Keys or something. But you gotta understand, like I keep explaining to y'all, where I have like a clip where a guy explains that sometimes people will give you different names, but they're talking about the same person because it's in a different language. Okay, so if somebody's talking about Jesus and we talking about Jesus, it's because we say Jesus in English, but in their language. In the Spaniard Latin language, they'll pronounce it Jesus because they don't. You see what I'm saying? Don't mean it's two different people. Okay, so when we're talking about different names and stuff, it's sometimes just like I said, my name is Candace over in Central, like in America and over here, but then my name will be something else in Africa because that's how they're pronouncing it. Like it's cat, it start with a K and this and that. And some girls spell their name Candace with a K because they're probably more Asiatic or African Asian. You see what I'm saying? Melanated, because that's what they are pronouncing it over here. Instead of the C, they're pronouncing it with a K. So you got to understand that they're not talking about a different Candace, just the way they're pronouncing the name, and we gotta be universal. If you want to be a Rosetta Stone and universalize it, you're gonna have to use a different name for the same person, just so they can understand what we're saying. So when we talk about Jesus, ooh, child, I did not know that was Inky's son. I had no idea that was Inky's son. Why did nobody say that was? And I already knew that Mary and Joseph had three sons of their own, which I believe the James is the King James one. But I didn't understand, like, I didn't really put two and two together about, Jesus being their half brother. And that's why Jesus was a carpenter, because Joseph was a carpenter, appointed through Adam's side. And Mary dated Joseph, and Mary is of our lineage and French. She's mixed with all, because of Solomon is her father, but her mother is on a lineage of Adam. Okay? So now that you have Mary, that's could be West Indian, Caribbean, and also us. See what I'm saying? The Goldilocks zone. When they start lineage, before they lineage all the way out to Central Latin America and become Aboriginals. Okay? We're still talking about just this little Alvin, Simon, and Theodore concept. Where Alvin, Simon is going past with Cain and them, the Tulu, the Simon, the people that's all behind us, these people that got them big forehead, they're all West Indian, Jamaican. Think of Bob Marley, okay? Bob Marley, they're all Jamaicans. They're not even Haitian. They're Jamaicans. They're melanated Asians. Like Japanese and Jamaican, no difference. No different. They're all from going back to Mexico, going down. Bunch of stuff going over there. They all be in the carnival. They all do the same stuff. The white people are from there. Everybody is from there. The white people is coming from New Mexico, San Francisco. They're coming from back there. Everybody, where these Haitians coming? They're coming from back there. They're created from back there. They create all these people from America. Everybody's from America. They ventured out. Inky ventured out to waste the wastelands. It was nothing being created over when you go past that Bering Strait and you get to Africa. There's nothing being made over there. Nothing. Nothing was being made over there. That's nothing but desert and deadland, okay? I was on Suraj Seti's live. I made an appearance in his comments. I do that here and there when people talk about my subject, my America, okay? Unless somebody else wants to, other people are with me. But, I'm going to have to let you guys know, stop. No, don't do that, okay? I'm going to explain to you and show y'all. They say the Native Americans were yellow people towards the northeast. I showed you that circle where we're really from. Because I'm telling you, they swamped in on us. They took over California. They were swamping in on us. And they came over through that Ohio, Indiana River, boom, Kansas City. And that's where the Uncle Tom cabin story and the Going with the Wind story. And Going with the Wind is banned from America. You can't even watch. They don't even play that show. Because this is the takeover of the Kentucky Fried. This is the Colonel. This is the Colonel. Colonel Sanders. These are the Colonel Sanders. Sand, like the sand. These are the Ottoman. These are people that's in the sand. Okay, these are the Colonel Sanders coming through. From the islands, from Saint Kitts, and that's why they say only Christopher they acknowledge is Wallace, because they're all Jamaican. Okay, and that was my conclusion to it all. They're all Jamaican. All those Great Britain people, the Belafontes and all that stuff, them big foreheads. They show you the genealogy thing, right? They show you the genealogy with the Nazi guy. I'm going to show you that. I wish I could show y'all a lot of stuff, but it's like, I can't find nothing. I can't find anything. And it'd be so much stuff that prove. Oh, let me show you where they call us simple niggas. This was like a clip. Good video. I liked the video. I have no issues with nobody because I feel like I said, that we all cousins until they get to the wastelands and Inky messes with a Neanderthal. That's when we stop being family. Okay? That's when we stop being family. That's why them red dot Indians all them having 2 head babies and octopus arms and they all doing that la la li like they all like and they got like the rings all over. They wow. And they come wild from Central Latin America and they come from back there like them Native Indians, okay? They are Amerindians from the Bering Strait and all that. That's why they look like that. Okay, them Indians y'all be showing us. Okay? Because they're Asiatic, melanated Asiatic people. From the swarthy swamps of the islands. That we have nothing to do with. Y'all was exiled, kicked the hell out. And ain't got nothing to do with us. But anyway, yeah, because if you want to do as you want, And I am a January Capricorn, so I understand the concept of do as I want, or even with the Buddhists, where my favorite quote I saw it, I think in third grade. I've been like woke, I've been like all my life, not even woke, but I've been in tune with my goddamn self all my life. Where when I saw it, it was a slogan on it, and it said, do unto others as others do unto you, right? So I saw that in my third grade, and this lady, she was crazy. She was some white lady. I don't like saying white because most likely she was probably from Central Latin America, going towards Botswana in Africa, South Africa, and her grandmother and them probably mammy and them, the mammy and them from. Okay, so we're not gonna get into how, because they say that it was like the one of them African women had like this white. They said, oh, she was adopted. Bullshit. They all dead related. Okay, directly, like the white and these Africans, the Mammy and the Kentucky Fried Derby people, directly related, right? And they're like kind of Italian, kind of Spanish, kind of Latin. Okay, then they mix. They do a lot of mixing back there. So anyway, I forgot where I was going with that. Sorry. So let me and show y'all what I was trying to show y'all before, because I lost all kind of train to do it. Let me show you what this clip did. So this is like kind of this is in 2015. I wanted to kind of see where the Haitians they said the Dominicans was trying to kick them out or be racist or whatever, and they were like, oh, you don't understand. So they was like they are in Brooklyn. They did a call back to Brooklyn, right? Okay, it was like, yo, they acting crazy in Haiti. We're gonna round up all our Haitian niggas in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? And go talk to the Dominican niggas that's in Brooklyn or whatever, like from here, and we're gonna talk about them about what y'all should be doing back home, right? In the islands, or how they riffraffing or whatever, right? So let me just show you what he said about black people. Well, because we ain't black. But let me show you what they say, and don't let it go over your head. So I'm just like, I'm gonna explain all this stuff because let's go. Let me just show you the clip. Okay, here we go. So this was like a short play. It was like a short play. It got like 100,000 some views. It was a good short play. Got a lot of views, and it was like basically about something. Like it was a message. They were trying to have a message. So now all of a sudden, you don't want us in your country. Rachel, well, you know what, though, bro? America don't teach them about that history. You know what I mean? America. It's like simple niggas. That's what they look at. That's what it is. It's like other thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm going to rewind that, okay? So he said that America doesn't know because he's like, oh, they saying they don't want us in their country or whatever. And he like, well, they think we these. And before he said the simple nigga shit, he backed it up and said, America don't know their history. They think we these. He was about to just say simple niggas, but he backed it up and said they don't know their history. They think we these simple niggas over here that think we could just. I don't know what the concept was about that, but I understood where he was going with saying like we ain't these niggas that just let you come bulldoze over us, do, because they don't know their history. And even if we didn't know our history, trust me, if I explain to you, I'm gonna explain to you what they did to some of these people that came from the wars. Soon as they came off the bus with their wives and their children coming from World War One, they shot down 300 or something. It was a massacre. They shot them all down. Soon as there was a group of white people that just lined. They were all lined up thinking they was going home and being with their family, and they shot the women, the children, the soldiers, those black men that came home from that war. They murdered every single one of them. So I'm not trying to hear about, oh, ain't nobody a simple nigga. Oh my god, my nail flipped off. These are like clip-ons, not clip-ons, but they're like oh, these supposed to be customized ones, but you're supposed to just clip them on and they be ready to go. And this shit fell the fuck off. But anyway, I'm tired. I'm gonna try to get through this. My nails falling off. But now I can use my thing better now. I can use my finger better. So yeah, so you seen let me rewind that part. So just in case y'all didn't hear it, what he said. Because he was like, oh, they don't want us on their country no more, like whatever. So now all of a sudden, you don't want us in your country. Crazy. Well, you know what, though, bro? America don't teach them about the history. You know what I mean? They look at us like simple
Ooh, dude, did you know that?
Okay, so now look at the.
He said he about to curse you out with that.
He said we about to curse. He's like, oh, y'all curse. He's like, I'm about to curse y'all. But anyway,
which is kind of the Baphomet sign as well.
yeah, you see how he was doing the
Just to show you that.
They was doing a lot of symbolism. Even the one right here, the guy had a number 9 shirt. He had the A. And he had a number 9 shirt, and then a brick wall. As you can see, that number 9 shirt. So this is all symbolic. Also, the boy with the Bible, he's like Mexican, and these are like Dominican, like from the islands before, not even Central Latin America. It's just like way before you get all the way down there. So these people are like the Theodores. Like this is still off. This is like Simon and Theodores. These people from like okay. And then you got the Mexican one when they became more Asian, when they went up there and became more Asian without the melon, when they went into the very cold regions, the very, very cold regions where they still live at. A lot of these Asians still live up there. It was super, super cold. Like probably like 15, like 100 something below. Like I seen it. I was researching a lot of that stuff. What was Asian? I was researching a lot of that stuff, and the Asian, like the melanated Asians that went past that, whether they wanted to become scientists. That's how I feel like of course they're the Simons, where they want to be like the scientists or whatever they want to do and be innovative. They're called Romans and Gypsies. Both of them are the same people. The Roman people are the same melanated Asian, like the Tulu Mexican people, that the dark Canaanite or whatever. So you gotta understand that when Cain was cursed and pushed all the way back to Central Latin America, where he was marked with the beast and became white and no longer blackened, he was now white when he went all the way back there. He did not stay. He ended up going to the land of Nod, and the land of Nod is Africa, North Africa. So that's why it became Cush and Canaan, Canaanites and whatever in Africa, because Cain originally from America, because he's the descendant, he's the bad apple seed of the lineage of our, because of Eve, because he took after the mother. And this is what I'm trying to explain to you with Eve's Bayou. They try to explain that to you in that movie, Eve's Bayou, where the mother Roz, which is played by Winfield, a lady from Martin, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. She plays the mother. She's not Eve. I think Eve is the young daughter. Who's Eve? I don't even know who Eve is, but obviously Samuel L. Jackson is the French descent. He's from, they say New Orleans, but as you can see in the Boardwalk Empire, that man explains to you, he came through the port of New Orleans from Trinidad, from the islands, and those were the people. You saw how light that man was that was in the Board Empire. You saw how he looked like, with the coolie hair. He was Trini and or whatever, okay. And he came through the port of New Orleans, so they're not from New Orleans. When Litfield was from New Orleans, the Rosley, and Samuel Jackson was her husband, and remember the sister, which was the witch that played in that movie Love and Basketball. She played the Omar Epps' moms. She played Samuel L. Jackson's sister. They both were Creole French, but they're from the islands. You see what I'm trying to say? You get what I'm trying to say when I tell you they was crawling up on Florida. They was crawling up from Cuba to Florida. They was crawling up from, and also walking through. So you see what I'm trying to explain to you? How it started coming through, and they was barging through the back already, and they came all swarming through. They pretended they don't know each other, but the same people that went through the islands of Ireland and the Yorkshires is the same people that went through to the Bering Straits and got frozen chilly willy and then they met they met because when you go this way and you go to Ireland and the Yorkshires, they meet at the United Kingdom. They meet right there, and they act like they didn't know each other, and they fake sword fighting. This is they fake fighting. This is y'all in Rome in the Roman times. Oh, we fighting the same people we've been knew, and they were really penis sword fighting. Bunch of men traveling up there. No women probably were really there, and most women that live up there look like men. If that let me stop. Or witches, they definitely got that. They got interesting looks. Not probably now, but the times. And them times where we weren't really swirling. Yeah, these people looks go extreme. Okay? It goes extreme. And I think it's because Eve became like she became like an extraterrestrial type person. And extraterrestrial just means like somebody that's like from like areas. Like if you want me to Google it for you, it doesn't mean alien. It like not alien like what you think. It means probably like poor hygiene, living in nasty environments, probably getting funguses and then it's like, are you a bad person because of that? No, but you could cause germs for somebody else, right? Because they explain to you in the Bible that Eve caused the garden to no longer grow with Adam just speaking to it. And where everything he had abundance at one point, now since Eve bit on our apple and took some of our lineage and bit into the apple, okay, from our apple tree, because the apple don't fall far from the tree, and we are the apple of his eye. Okay, so this is what the apple stood for. And that's why they hang us on a tree. A strange fruit on the what Nina Simone say, a strange fruit on the tree or something like that. That song. It's a very important song that people, and I listen to the song. I don't really find it. It's very scary a little bit, but strange fruit hanging on a something tree. Okay, so that and they're talking about us because we are the lineage of the apples, and these are bad apple seeds. If you ever saw that movie with the twins, where it's the good kid and the bad kid with Macaulay Culkin is the good seed and the bad seed or something like that, like somewhat like that. So we have two different lines now due to even our people going to the deep south, deep and starting to get swampy and probably going past into the islands, right? So now we having the East Bayou going on, and it's kind of Frenchy now, right? Now we see where the French people are coming from, right? So now we're getting more Frenchy, and it kind of becomes Latin as it becomes Spanish as well. It starts to become Spanish. Cain is French and Spanish. They are Solomons. Okay, not man, mon, like a moniac. These people, the Queen Elizabeth and them are freaking black. They are black people. These are the black and white people. That's where the Drake passage is. And he was like started from the bottom. Now we're here. He's in Toronto. They started from the bottom. Remember, I told you they started coming through Montreal. Let me show you the canal they made. The canal they was all swamping through, and then that's when they hit us in Virginia, and that's when they hit us in South Carolina, and that's when they hit us in New Orleans. They been was all on y'all. They all was already on y'all in New Orleans, Texas, and all that. That's where like Chalky White said he was like all coming from, and then they started moving in, because they tore y'all up over there. It wasn't even no people be there, and then they did the Great Migration. And the Great Migration led all the people that was a little bit left. My bad. Let me see. Let me get that back up. Well, whoever was still left, my mouth is starting to get full. Yeah, that's what happens with the Great Migration. And as you can see with the Uncle Tom's Cabin, what I was trying to explain is because it's so crazy because the guy name was like something Kinson or Watson or something, and toward like he did all this stuff where he ended up being the conductor of the actual railroad, of the Underground Railroad that actually leads you to Toronto and Buffalo. It took you from Kansas to over here. I think we were trying to help the black people. We were trying to help these people, and it was all a scam on us. Okay, they were all together. They were coming over here acting like they were washing up the real dark black people, And we would look like, oh, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. We're trying to help these people, we're trying to get them to areas and get them to safety. And it turned into us really flipping the script on us. Okay, let me get to the Google Map. All right, here we go. Let's try this Google Map one more time. All right, yeah, let me see. Oh God. See, I'm not good with this, cause it's the way how you use it. This shit is so stupid. Um, okay, where was I trying to explain to you guys? I can make it smaller. I can't even make this smaller. I'm really not about to deal with this. Anyway, as you can see, once they get over the Bering Strait, they become chilly willies because it's super cold over here. It's super cold over here. So the Mongolians become all red, and they all mixing and they all getting all ready, and then they bump into the same people that came through this way and came around and went through this way, right? So we got the Yorkshires, the dark ones, and then they all became like Indian or whatever when they came this way and came down this way. They're like all the native Indian and all this stuff going on, and Latins and the Big Latins and this is the Romans and the Juliets. This is their empire. They become all hyped up because they're over here and they're deep now. Okay? And this is the rabbit. You see the rabbit ear. This is the rabbit ear area. Finland. And mind you, Finland, you got to understand that Finland is the same people from this Finland area here. You see what I'm saying? The Finland, it gets right. This is where it stops at for us. It always stops. See, it says Houston, or it stops all over here for us, and then it kind of stops like right somewhere like over here where they was like that was it for us, and then that's when it gets different going down this way. And let's see, as you can see, then it starts to get mermaidish. Let me look for the people that I was looking for. See, the bellies. This is very African Asiatic here. Okay, the Carmen, Carmen, all this stuff back here. It gets French, more French than Spanish, so far. Okay? And I just wanted to see Tabasco. Okay, let me see. I was looking for some, say the El Salvadors. And this is the people that I was saying, if you look into their history, it's like a book for El Salvadors, where they're saying they're the ones that came up, and started harassing everybody and then harassing more people because we were already here, but you become different people and then you start coming back and swirling again. Then you came back swirling again. Look at the Hermosos. You see what I'm saying? The Mantra. So this is more French black. Guala. You see what I'm trying to say? And then once you get here, I don't know why the curse, because Cain said he did not want to leave, but he made him leave and then marked him with the beast. So now you're seeing how it starts to get African. It starts to get like, see that boy, Big Meech son? Big Meech son, it starts to get Panamanian-ish. You know how he look? Costa Rican-ish back here. It starts to get black Spanish now. Okay? And now we're starting to get Spanish now, period. It's starting to get Latin, Italian, Spanish back here. Look at Cali. People that started going Cali, like Cali Maz and the Colombia, here goes some more mermaids. Okay, the carcass, that's them Haitian people. All right. Here goes Trinidad. It's not a shock. They're not too far away. This is all the same people. The women are from Venezuela. This is Eve. This is Eve and the daughters and sons of Eve. The women reigning. Here we go. This is the women that reign. Okay. Now we're in the Amazon. These are the women that don't play. And their children, their sons, they get down. The Masons, the Masons, they get downs with their moms, and they don't play. You see Drake Passage back here, and they say this is the most dangerous waterways where you can't even get to the Antarctica. Okay. I don't know. I can't really work this well, so it's not really presenting itself great. But if y'all can understand what I'm trying to say, all started from the bottom. All they wanted to do was come back and beat us up. Okay. All they wanted to do was come back and I don't think these people from Central Latin America really cared. I think once they did when Kane left out and wanted to and Inky or whatever, and they decided to smash a Neanderthal, and when they went over, sorry, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. So let me see. I don't know what just happened here. Did I really just come out of that again? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Somebody said all Europeans are descendants of royalty automatically, but how? They come from the white people really are starting to become white when they get to the area right here. When they start to come all the way back up this way, okay, this is when they start to really become white. When they get to when they get to that Helen volcano, where's the Helen volcano? Uh, This is when they get that's what that reddish, that cheese, like they give you that story in Greek, that Greek story about that woman that they were fighting over, and she was the most beautiful woman. That guy was fighting over in that show. I forgot what the 300 or something with I think they were fighting over some girl, and they say her name was Helen, right? But that volcano and stuff is over here, so you gotta understand that's probably where the people start to intermix over here, because you're gonna get some of the apple in you when you get over here. Okay, keep trying to explain. Let me see if I could Google it. I don't want to Google it because I really don't know how to use this. Helen. I want to take off these nails, but I can't. This shit is like I don't know how that other one popped off. These nails are not popping off. Let me see if I can shorten them. Okay. Yeah. Okay, those nails are too long for no reason. My bad, y'all. Yeah, so let me cut back in here. I keep trying to put this camera up, but it's not staying up. Anyway, yeah. So see, I don't know how to. Because if I try to get back in here, it's just gonna come out. Yeah, so I can't keep it up while I'm doing this. All right, so let me see. Where did I just put that thing at? Anyway, I don't know why would somebody say white people are royalty, because if they were royalty, why or whatever royalty they were, why wouldn't they just keep their surnames? When you go over into the area of regions of where they say they become royalty, see, like they're from the Buckingham Palace, right? So if you think about it, the Buckingham Palace is really if in Atlanta. I don't think this is a coincidence. You got the Bucking. Okay. Uh. Yeah, so I don't think it's a coincidence that they have the Buckingham Palaces where they are the kings and queens, whatever they are, the Dutch and the Duchess. And if you Google Dutch I don't. Let me see if I could put this on the side. Okay, there we go. And let me see if I could Google Dutch. Like if you look at uh, Dutch, Duchess and Caesar, Black Ink. If you look up Duchess and Caesar from Black Ink or whatever, right? like think of it, Caesar is this is so subliminal. Like you gotta understand that they're all Jamaicans. Like Duchess say she's from North Carolina, clearly a Jamaican girl, whatever descent they are from, however they mix, I don't even care. And obviously, of course, Caesar as well. You kind of see the collaborations of that. So the Duchess and all these people from from England. Yeah, it's still the same West Indian people. Now, I'm not saying they don't have anything and they didn't have their own stuff, but it don't have nothing to do with our kingdom. Oh my god, yo. It didn't have anything to do with our kingdom that they wanted so bad. Because we had everything. Or if you think of like the Wizard of Oz is North Carolina. Let me see. The original Wizard of Oz story, the original. I gotta look at all the old origin stuff. Original Wizard Wizard of Oz. This is all maps on how to take all our shit. This is all this was about. It was called the Land of Oz, right? Wizard of Oz. Original Wizard of Oz. It was called the Wonderful World of Oz, and they were literally talking about that is I don't know where I found it. Yeah, it's all the same stuff. I'm sorry, I kind of look into my fucking thing because I'm not finding the same stuff that I was looking up when you look these things up. So anyway, the Wizard of Oz is definitely North Carolina, and Emerald City would be like the middle of that, and that's why like Jordan is from North Carolina and stuff like that. And you got to understand that Jordan is a region from. You see how they Montreal, then they have the water line. They made this water line. They made this borderline. This was not here. It was a man-made canal that they did so they could get across to where they gotta go. You see what I'm saying? Just like they made the American Pan Highway to go straight from here to up to here, all the way down to Central Latin America, because these people need to get to wherever they're going and take their the import and exporting all our crap out of here to them is selling us our own stuff back. And it literally comes from these tight regions right here. All these, that fresh Maine lettuce and salads that they like at Starbucks and all that good, all that tobacco that they put in them cigars and all the good stuff that they really, really like. That sugar cane make liquor. Like that sugar cane makes liquor. You could literally die from poisoning. When the bootleggers used to do bootlegging and stuff, you could literally die from playing with these sugar canes and all this stuff when they fermentate all that stuff they got back there. Um, Not the same kind of stuff we have here. And I'm gonna try to show y'all when they were fighting on Rhode Island, and in the statue that we had before the Statue of Liberty, they ripped down our statue because they said that every nation has to have a statue. So they literally see the CC stands for. You gotta understand that everything they do is off of computer base. They're following us off of computer base. So because they don't have a god to serve them. You see what I'm saying? So they make their own server, which is the web, the net. All right, and they become God there, if that makes any sense, because it's their meta universe, and they could be whoever they want to be in life because they can't be us. They can't be. It won't never happen. And I don't care what royalty these people will portray themselves as from the 1800s and up, but they understand that before that they were peasants. And if you look into the history of the Germans and things of that nature, they're considered peasants. In Cuba, they're considered peasants, and they were the exiled people that we kicked out of here. And they all know that. That's why all that writing on the walls from Egypt and all that, that was people that was like probably locked up in jail, exiled. You see what I'm saying? They used to take them to Australia. They used to take them to all over the place. And most likely, we was dealing with the British people a long time ago. That's why it became Great Britain. You know, the Montreal people came over here acting like they was cool with us because they always already knew us because they've been already around here. They already took over this Louisiana cell part when they flooded everything out. Okay, and they already were over here from up top here. Okay, I don't know. This is not working out great. because I can't maneuver this well. Yeah, so they came from here, the Ottoman, and the Ottomans are originally the people that were from here, okay, where we kind of segregated from the Turtle Island. We segregated Adam and them from Mississippi, Adam place, like the Adam. It's not going to come up, but it's a place called Adam in Jackson, Mississippi, and all that stuff over here. See how you have the Kosciuszko, the Europa. They all was over here at the borderlines, dealing with us. Okay, and you have the Jackson, right here, and the Tulla people like the Nash Chets, all this, the Waynesboro. I told you, my father and all my brothers, they all in the middle names is Wayne. They ain't even change it. That's a very country name, Wayne. Yeah, so you see how we're intermixing kind of over here? You see why it's so mixy right here, and why the people running down and bothering us and doing all this stuff. So when Adam mixed with Eve's Bayou, they sent him over here, kind of like over here chilling, not really in Mexico, but like over here doing their thing. Okay, and then you kind of get like the Alvin and the Simon and the Theodore going down this way. You get the Simons, and then you get the Theodores, the Salvadors or whatever, the Theodores. All right, and then Inky and them comes back up. Inky and them will be these people, the Tulu, the dark cane, the blackened ones before they became more whitened. They'll come back up and then have a child with Jesus, with Mary. All right, and this Mary is obviously somewhat of French, Spanish, and also American. The yellow people, and I'm going to show you that they say we're the yellow people. And none of these people are yellow. They're all brown and all other colors. You're not going to see a high yellow Native Indian. There's no such thing as a high yellow Native Indian. It's a high yellow Native American. We got some high yellows in all colors. Humans color, the brown and the reds and all those colors. It can get real dark, but it better be some red or something, and it can't be too blackened. You can see the difference. It's a clear difference in features because when they start coming back up this way, they become Amerindians, and then they start to become very Asian, and they become British. That's these white, like a Queen Elizabeth and all on, where they have that. Telling you, and then all of this, the Western Quebec, it's all over here. It's, trust me, they're all related, all the same people. So they say once they get over here, the Asian man is that they call the Asian man the monkey man, right? They call him the monkey man, right? So they said that Inky sold his raw oats all over, where Anil only stayed with his one wife. They keep telling you the same story because it's going to be in a different language. The same story as Cain and Abel, where one stays with his one wife and lineage, and another one goes and messes with us people, and makes Simon and Theodore, and then they mess with Neanderthal, which I believe it will be probably a Champese or probably a gorilla or something like that of some nature, where they are intermixing and now becoming, and when they get over here, something else. So then now when they're when they're getting over to the land of Nod, and they're like doing whatever they're doing, from they already all messed up from Central Latin America because they become leprechauns and all kinds of stuff back there, right? They get all short and all kinds of issues, right? And that's why the Asians and all that are so little, and now they're all white as well, right? Because they're coming from Central Latin America. They're the little leprechaun people. And it was all venturing out, the nomads and all that. These are Normans, northern, not men. They're islanders and whatever. Okay. Yes, I don't know how else to explain that to y'all besides what I tried to explain to y'all. So they're just intermixing here and becoming more Asian and melanated Asians and whatever. and then red, they mixing up the bloods of the Roman and the Juliets is starting to turn them red. Like we don't have red when we our people turn red. It's not like that. Not like how the Russians and so we know that that's not just what y'all guys are just doing your own thing, right? So the thing is y'all copycatted us, right? So that's the issue. The issue is y'all copycatted us, right? Y'all saw what we was doing here with our empire and how we was moving and how our swag was going from coming from straight from we all over, but what we did here from up from all this up here and then going down, easing down this road all the way to Georgia. We stop right here. We stop all over here because when you get to these bayous, we're intermixing now. These bayous are intermixing. And not all of we're not even going all the way fully down here. We'll probably stay in regions where it's not even close to the coast. You know what I'm saying? So we did just this region from Georgia and all is going up. This is where it really started at, right? Going on in Maine and then all this stuff. We were fighting them and they were trying to take our empire from there. Okay. And all the rest of the stuff was kind of like simple things. And they had like a lot of treasurers, I believe, in Utah and also going up from Utah to Indiana. And they said obviously Arkansas and Kansas. So that's like all here in this region, right? Where all the issues going on with the slavery here. The very beginning. Then they move on to over here. This is where the resistance is going on. Resistance. They are also attacking and making deals over here and over here. They're making deals and attacking. Because we got to understand that it's a lot of black people that was in like old Hollywood that were marrying into Jewish people. They had to marry in and they did make their deals and they pretended that they were adopted and all kind. I've read into a lot of stories from these celebrities. I was starting to look into a lot of these black celebrities that I felt were from the South and stuff, and was like, well, how did they? What? Most of them married Jews and all kinds of. So this is a collaboration. The pig Latin people that was coming up from here from Florida and all that and intermixing with us. This is a collaboration where somehow they united the kingdoms. They and it wasn't done willingly. It wasn't done willingly. Like I said, a lot of these people were adopted and things like that because a lot of the people died. The Uncle Tom story, they say he ended up getting buried in Scotland after he met Queen Elizabeth after doing all his like heroic stuff with the railroad. And it's a lady named, it was a white lady named Harriet. That was the real Harriet Tubman. It's a white lady. I don't think Harriet Tubman is real. The story that's happening in Mississippi is really the story that was happening in Utah, Kansas City, going all the way up with the railroads where they said that they had to try to get them. They said the railroads led all the way through this way and it came through. He was the conductor of it and they had them ended up over here somewhere trying to take them up to Nova Scotia and Nova Scotia, whatever, trying to save these people. I don't know. I can't explain to you. And then they try to say the guy name, they say he was an imposter. So like they stole this guy name and then his first son went to the World War One. That man's son, and he never came home. That whole fleet was lost. So they were just murdering us and stealing our information. If you look at the Boardwalk Empire show, they explain to you that the Enoch guy, he told the guy to just take names out the Bible. He says that's the best way to go when he was trying to name his daughter, and then the guy named the daughter Abigail or whatever. But he was like, just take the name out the Bible like how they did. I think the father name was Ethan, and his name was something like that. Anyway, so like it's just clearly like what as they trying to explain to you. Because remember, I was explaining to you that the Irish people. Oh God, what happened? Okay, I don't know. Okay, is it still going? Yeah. So the Irish people were the ones that were saying that they did not want to believe in those people gods, like the Germans, when the Germans and all of them, and the French Monica and all of us coming over and intertaking things with them. And they were saying that they did not want to, just like with Jesus. Jesus is a martyr. A martyr is somebody that wants to change his religion and go over to a different religion. And the people that he was with, as when he's Jesus, when he's with his French Spanish family, with Solomon, or the Solomon, with Inky and them side, and they call him Jesus. He's trying to tell him, look, I don't want to. I don't want to do. I want to be a martyr. I want to change over and be like how, I guess, Mary's side, where he grew up with Joseph, and that was his stepfather, and he was a carpenter, and Jesus was a carpenter, and obviously we called the nigga Jesus because on our side of the family, we gonna say, yo, he got a J, so we're gonna call him Jesus. Mary probably was like, they call him Jesus on Inky's side, but we probably like, we ain't gonna call him no Jesus because he got a J in his name, and we gonna call him Jesus. So Jesus is obviously sharing of our, and this is why Mexico probably ended up having a new, they started pushing the borderline up. Every time somebody gets a bite of the apple, they push the borderlines up on us, and next thing you know, that everybody's here. Like Alaska's here, everybody's here, and they're now, because they are. Let them tell it. When you get a piece of the apple, you get a piece. Like you get a piece of the empire here. You gotta let them in. That's what and they're still doing anchor babies like that. So I'm not far off what I'm trying to explain. Okay. I would like to show some stuff now so I can stop like just saying stuff. So with East Bayou, where I told you the mother, Roz, she was supposed to be from America, like the yellow native, these people, And then the father, Samuel L. Jackson. Obviously, Jackson is a shared name, and I'm going to explain how Jackson is a shared name because obviously they're going to take the most important stuff. So of course they're going to have that last name. Not that you have to be French, but of course they're just going to have that last name. That last name got snatched from everybody. Okay. So just knowing his name is Samuel, you could just tell that he's the son of Sam all the way back there. You understand, or the son of Salvador. Like these are the same people, right? So we understand that Samuel the French, he comes up from, obviously they say the islands, right? And ends up through the port of New Orleans, marries Roz, and has two obviously mixed children. Now look at the mixing of the blood, how we mix them. Look at them mixing our blood with them. This is our reds, all right? Not Irish, that's not us. That's y'all mixing with the wet willy agents that lost the melon when they went to the Neptune, too cold areas, chilly willies. Okay, we're not in the Mr. Magoo's. We're not talking about fat. This is when the French, not too far, like the Solomons, sent you, not when y'all went over to Africa and mixed the Neanderthals. We're talking about the people before the Neanderthals. Solomon and Central Latin Caribbean, right? Samuel L. Jackson coming through the port of New Orleans talking to Roz. And now look at the intermixing of the kids. All right? So they're trying to say that this one is more like Eve is more like the father, and that's why the father didn't bother Eve because she wouldn't take that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because she was smart enough. Like they had the French man was like, oh, she's like us, she's too smart. But the daughter, Megan Good, took after the mother. This is what they're telling you in the story, that one takes after the other descendant. You see what I'm saying? One took after, so she's more Native American. This one is more mixed, okay, with the British island, Jamaican, the Maniac, the Mongol, the whatever this is, whatever it turns into. Now they're mixing with us, all right? So this is not even fully them. This is a mix. But they're saying she has it, and this one don't. So the father preyed on this one, right? Because unfortunately, with like the French and stuff like that, these people, I don't know all of them, but mostly people with the quinceañeras and the sweet 16s and the becoming a woman and a lot, and then look at the trafficking in Haiti and stuff, a lot of child trafficking and or a lot of these countries, because that's why they're exiled and things of that nature. There's a lot of illegal activities happening in the third world countries because it's not even a livable, really great land to be. So who cares? Because we're not going to really be out there. So whoever's out there and whoever, and I'm not saying everybody, because obviously a population happens. But how the population got there, it wasn't probably for good reasons of why you're out there. Okay, so this is venturing out. That was venturing out and messing with Neanderthals. Okay, which is monkey. There's no person. Okay, that's just them playing around with shit. And now they come from North Africa mixed with something that's not even, we can't even say it's swampy no more. We're saying this is something totally different because they want to make an army or they want to do whatever they want to do to come back upon us, because they don't like Alvin. They wanted to X Alvin out, okay, which is what occurs. And just to mention, my grandfather name is Alvin. His name is Alvin Jackson. That's my father's side. That's the Jackson lineage over there, and that's where all them eyes come from. And from my mother's side too, they all got great eyes and stuff like that. But we all have the eyes, and that's weird because I don't understand how they say, because Asians or African, most of those people, like especially Asians, I don't think they even have great. Their eyes can't even change any color, so you can see that's just the spoiled genocode. You see what I'm saying? That genocode is just bad. It's just bad. You see what I'm saying? It's like you can't even like do like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to explain, but it's obvious that it's like you can't even like create certain things. Like your eyes can only be black only. Like they cannot do any other things. And it's not an albino situation where we turn yellow and things like that. It's not albinoism. That's when people turn into like super like like it's somewhat of a disease where your eyes and things like that has nothing to do with people having light eyes, and that wouldn't, like, where would that come from, where only albino people spread around and gave people eyes when everybody had light color eyes from before. Like it just wouldn't make any sense, like where that would stem from. The Central Latin woman makes the albino, and the albino turns into the South African white people, that turns into German people when they continue on in certain regions. And obviously the melanated people coming from the Bering Strait, making it to India and all of those regions. And y'all intermixing, making that red color, whatever that red is. Anyway, because of the Neanderthal, I believe, giving y'all that pig skin. Possibly where the pig skin is coming from. The skin. The skin. You know what skin I'm talking about. I'll show you some Asian people or some people where it's like, what kind of skin is that? Okay? Okay? It's not me saying anything about them. It's what I'm reading upon. Yeah, so anyway, we're gonna get into, let me see if I can find the statue of these people. Let me see. Yeah, because if you see, they're starting to show you now that
let me know in the comments who you'd like to see in real life. Charlotte of Mecklenburg's. Imagine that. He's saying, like, listen, you want me to change them over and show you what they really look like? But most likely going to show you a bunch of black stuff and other people.
I don't know why I'm talking so much. So he's basically trying to say that he's being able to transition the people that, where they said in Great Britain they were looking so white or whatever, that they actually look like more islandy or whatever, like, because they're Saint Patties, they're Saint Beef Patties, they're you see that forehead? They're all Jamaicans. They're all Jamaicans. Let me explain. And this is the Helen person that I was talking about.
The Greek world and her story. Let's be honest.
So this is when they start to come more towards America, where that Helen. Look, I could look it on my phone. I'm tired of using that map on there. Helen, volcano. Okay. Saint. So when they talk about, oh, this white lady was so beautiful, she's the most beautiful white lady, yeah, because she got a little bit of the apple. She came over here for some of that apple. We saw her features a little bit changing. See, she's mixed with the swirl. Let me. Yeah. It was the deadliest eruption known, or whatever. Let me see on the map. I don't know why I can't find nothing on the map. Helen, Helen's volcano on the map. Okay. Yeah, because I want y'all to see that it has like a dog head there as well. You see how it says dog head? And I know it's backwards, but just try to imagine reading it backwards. How it says dog head. So I don't, and this is over by, as you can see, this is over in our area where y'all start walking y'all butts over here. Y'all start marching from everywhere. Y'all start marching from. That's why y'all be trying to make us march. Okay? See? Look, it's in Washington. But not the Washington DC where y'all have y'all stationary. Y'all should be over here in this Washington. But instead y'all want to be on our side because that's where the action is at. Y'all dog heads don't work. Let me stop. Y'all not dog heads. But y'all do smell like wet dog. No. Not when y'all wet. When y'all sweaty. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's weird. I don't know. A lot, not even just white, Spanish, like anybody that got that hair that could get lice and stuff, like that could get maggots in it. Y'all smell like when y'all wet, like Chihuahua poodle. I don't know. I don't know. Possible. And you see how it says Victoria over there as well. So you see where they're all styming from? Like the Queen Victoria, and they're like, oh, victory or whatever. It's all coming like out of that area. Okay, British Columbia, which is right where the Bering Strait is. See what I'm saying? And you see it says that anchor. It's that anchorage. That anchorage. They got them shackles on our feet. Think you owe me something. We was in debt and they cheated us in that debt. That debt was fake, bro. I got so much information on them. It's sad. I'm not gonna be able to be up here. I'm not even gonna try to give y'all all the information I found out on them. Because it's so much. That person that was getting whipped with that slave back that they show everybody, he wasn't even a slave. Like he didn't even get that injury from being in slavery. I gotta show y'all that. And the people that bought Manhattan, they said they bought Manhattan for $24 of trinkets they didn't even give them the like trinkets, like bought it for nothing. Yeah, so you see the British West Indies. So you see that the British are West Indians. I'm trying to explain how they all Jamaican Zions. They all Zions. You see Biden. Biden is a Zion. They're all West Indian Jamaicans. It's no bullshit. The Cayman Islands, they all Canians, all black and white people. Mixed and all that. Mix it Indian, Arab, and all that. Yeah. I said, oh my God. Just two people here. So I'm going to get into the Dutch and Garrison, right? So I'm not sure if you watch the show, is it called, I don't know. What's that show called? It just came off too. Snowpiercer. If you watch the beginning of the credits, of Snowpiercer, they show you that the first engine is the 808 engine, right? The boom like an 808 engine, right? And it was discovered by a man named Garrison. Okay. And I'm going to show you the history of America and how the first industrial we invented that. We invented all this stuff. We got effed, y'all. We got effed. We got effed. That's all you need to know. They murdered people out. They murdered everybody out. They took over. They was taking over. You know, history is only about us, right? Y'all don't even matter in history. Y'all don't even matter at all. Whole history about us. I said, dag, if you look at the whole history, it's about y'all literally killing us and taking all our stuff. Y'all pretending it's other places. And it's all here. It's all here in America. We used to work with y'all. Y'all used to all know us. Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. Who knows what happened down the line where y'all wanted to kick Alvin out because y'all wanted to monetize things with your monarchy and all that other stuff. Because it's the land of the free, not free. You could come here for free. Like, oh, is everything free game? Let me just come here. The land of the free, like we wasn't charging people. Just work for your keep. And that's what we were assigned to. The people that own the lands was assigning their people to keep the land. So that's why we were there working on the land. And when y'all came and upgraded our electronic systems, okay. When y'all started upgrading, we had the I'm just trying to see if I could find it. We had the industrial thing where y'all took it and tried to figure out how it works. That we figured out how to make water go upstream in New York, in New York, America. A black, a native, a person from America, one of us, not no, it don't matter what color, I don't care. One of us, like a human, figured out how to make water go upstream. And that was the big innovation because these people don't have no waters, no clean water. You know, New York has the best water. It's called champagne. We have the champagne of water or whatever, like where you could just drink out of the faucet in New York. So here with the garden and the gardener Adam, this is why New York is so important. He had the whole from Georgia, the whole thing on tilt, right? On lock, right? Then you got like you see like these ham, he becomes ham like a pig Latin, because I already told you these people come from Latin America. He becomes a pig. He becomes because of the Neanderthal connection. Okay? And if you look at an Asian and the Champese, you can't tell the difference of an Asian and a Champese. You cannot tell the difference. And their Asian body shape proportion is of not really of a human kind. It's very small, petite. I wouldn't want to say animal like, but very small and petite human form person. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I'm telling y'all. I can explain to y'all how it all works, but so anyway, I had went to Saru Seti's comment thing, right? And I popped up because they was talking about the Sahara or something like that. No, they was talking about the Garden of Eden. So I already explained to you the Garden of Eden had to be in New York, which was a part of Jersey as well. I believe they said that they separated New York and made New Jersey at some point. And that's when they was able to try to run down on us through those islands. It was like, so you can tell that they know how to break stuff apart and make canals, just like they did with Montreal, going through the whole thing, going back to that Bering Strait. They had cut us all out. And that's why it became Great Britain, and then it becomes Canada when Canaan pop back out. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's two different groups, okay? It's some people that's from the Caribbeans and the Latin. Then it's some that comes from the Leningrad with the Neanderthal mix. So that's becomes Canada. You know what I'm saying? So this is why the names change, because the management, the people are swarming, because when we saved all those people, it becomes Canada. So do you get who we're saving? Do you get who is going through this underground railroad, skipping over us, going from the north to from the south to the north? They were skipping over us for a reason. Okay, they weren't from here, and we were trying to help them get from one way because they were scamming us, telling us that they were doing, and they probably were. But at the same time, it caused an issue with us. And it probably was the plan from the jump because they were conspiring on us from day one with all that stuff they were doing. They were trying to make an army, messing with Neanderthals, playing with whatever they was playing with, doing whatever they was doing up top. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna see if I can find some evidence of some things of the Oscar, of who Oscar really probably is, and everything is about us. So I'm sorry to explain that to y'all. Y'all had nothing going on. A lot of y'all stories were very tragic. I believe in all the gathering of food you guys had to do. Y'all still do it to this day, where they store things, they freeze things and things like that. Because it's like however they, depending on the atmosphere where certain, not everywhere, but certain regions of where they're living still off a little bit. Um, they still have to live like that, and they have to harvest and things of that nature. But you can't harvest people, especially us. Like the hell. Yeah, so if you look at the French word garrison, it means to be like equipped, right? But we already know that these people are stealing our stuff in our name. So anything with "son" at the end is really coming from us, right? And I believe that we helped them engineer. We sent our engineer, obviously somebody named Garrison or whatever. Because if you look at Snowpiercer, they show you in the credits, and I'm going to try to get to that too if I get to it. Where it shows you very fast the 808 engine and that it was manufactured by Garrison. So I believe if you watch like Martin and Gina, how Martin ended up going, he left and became Brother Sunflower Seed or whatever. Like I believe we went over and ventured over there and probably had some dreads or something, trying to chill with them. I don't know. And obviously was helping in engineering and things like that nature. Obviously what happened. Um, and as you can see with the Uncle Tom situation, just like he was the conductor of the railroad. At some point, they said that he was an imposter. At the people were saying that wasn't the real. At the end of it all, I think they killed him out. Like, and they stole his name. They buried the man in Scotland. It was like some type of spy stuff going on. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get to that video to really explain that. You see the atom, whatever. It was like the purchase of Florida. So you see that they were starting to flood in around the 1800s, and then I told you we wasn't really letting them in at all. Even from like the 1850s, we kept pushing them back out to Canada, pushing them back out to Mexico, Texas, and all that. As you can see, where the cut is, where the cut is going to y'all, where it's starting to go there, where it says the the vice royalty of Spain. So you see, y'all think that y'all royal because y'all are coming from the line, the descendant line of going to Latin America. Okay, but that don't kick us out of the line of we're the original lineage. You see how they have the turtle color coded. Everything is color coded and broken up for a reason, and it tells you the regions of what was being taken over. They say that the very top part was taken over by the British colony. If you could look and read it, but it's probably backwards, so I'm not going to force the reading on you guys. The Louisiana Purchase was that whole entire area in the middle, and then we were like the last to get sunken in. And once they were able to take the actual empire over, the strongest part, the Great Migration happened, and they sent whatever was left of us back out. Okay, so they really tried to wash us out. Okay, that's all you really need to know. Um, you're not going to see any history like this anywhere else. All that other history doesn't even make no sense. They all were just trying to scramble to figure out how to get us. When you look at the Holocaust and stuff, it looked like those kids were just starving. Like you remember those shows where they showing us those kids where they was like, oh, send 25 cents a day to help feed them. They looked at mad hungry. That's the same thing that looked at like those kids at the Holocaust. Because they didn't have no food there. They weren't starving those people on purpose. It was literally only cabbage soup. Did you watch like the Charlie Chocolate Factory where the grandmothers, all of them was in the same bed and all the family and it was eating cabbage soup and things like that. It's like it literally was no food there. I told my mother that and my mother was like, oh, well, they had potatoes. I'm like, potatoes from where? they don't make potatoes in England and stuff like that. That's from Canada. They ain't had no potatoes yet. Where they get potatoes from? They probably had cabbage and other things of that nature. Who knows? They was eating. You know, when you look at that show on the Snowpiercer show, that it's about the people from Russia, Africa, or whatever, and they was going through like this ice age or whatever, and the lady had to eat rats. She was eating rats until there was no more rat left. Like I'm telling you, like this is like something that they had to go through, and it was about food shortage, and because they were going to places that were not places they should be going. We can't really farm or do much in those areas for the mass of people that was there abroading. Um, yeah, so you see how it says the Temple of Mars with Rome, and Mars is actually California. Now I know I switched it up a lot. I couldn't figure out exactly. I thought Mars was Greenland. Mars is California. I've already looked at it, like I found it somewhere. So Neptune is like the very cold regions of like Russia, China, and stuff like that, like the Neptune area, and then Mars is California. Um, Definitely California. I read it somewhere, and hopefully I can find that. I can't find anything. To tell you the truth. So anyway, so the Romans is basically like the Catholic Church is like their catheters. If you know what a catheter is, they're literally a catheter to us. I showed you on Utica where it was at that big old church that looked so big and grand, and it had no name, no nothing. It was locked down, which is probably our original church, like those that original bank and stuff over there. And then right next to it, it had the Holy Roman Church, the Holy Roman Catholic Church, is because they're literally catheters to us. Like they were right directly next to our church, cathetering us. Their catheter to our men, their catheter. Okay, they took all our men. I think that they catheter them. Okay, and that's why all those people up there probably have like some type of mixture. Because what did you do with all those people, all those men? Why did you gather them up like that? A lot of them they murdered, and I have clips of that they murdered them straight out of cold blood. Sometimes they got home, whatever, and a lot of them got murdered. A lot of towns got flooded out without them warning. If you watch that show Snowpiercer, that Russian guy that plays the man Joseph, whatever, he explains that he wanted to kill half the train or whatever so they could have more food or whatever. He's like, but we could do it at night while they're asleep. We could just kill them. I think he did that or something because it shows subliminally explain to you what they were doing. So these Russian people or these German people really probably did murder people, but probably because of the food shortage. That's what they were trying to explain why that happened on the train, right? All the skinny people, they probably was like, look, go off and y'all done because we have to continue on and be strong. Okay, and need enough food. So anyway, they try to do it at night. So that's the same tactic that they probably use with when they try to clean us out as well. They do it at night, flood you out at night. You don't have enough time to figure it out and all those things of that nature. Because as you can see with the flood coming from the west, then from the Louisiana Purchase, and then eventually the Mississippi, and of course New York through the Hudson, which they explained to you in that show that just came out with the DMZ. Where at the very beginning the lady showed you that they're in Brooklyn and they were in Manhattan, taking over Manhattan. All those people from like Panama, the Chinese guy said that they was like that, how did you get the bank? And they said the Chinese guy came and put the gun down to the bank owner and said, I'm going to give you enough time for you and your family to walk out, or I'm going to blow you and your whole family head off. And he said, boom, the bank and all the gold was mine. So you got to understand that Wall Street or that financial from Broadway, Broadway goes all the way from Manhattan all the way to East New York, Brooklyn. That Broadway Street, it collapsed all the way down here. So you got to understand that Wall Street was actually ours. Don't listen to the Philly stuff. That's all distraction. That's where the Arab, the Muslim people are. So what they got bombed there. No, the bombing happened in Manhattan. They show you that happens in that Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Where the gangs in New York, and that gangs in New York movie is similar to that new show of the DMZ. They act like the DMZ is like a future show. but that show is just the same replication of the gangs in New York. It's just the updated version of them taking over Manhattan Island because it was an island and these people are having the right of ways to those islands for some reason. Through maritime law, through the fish law, through the fish, because they are fishermen. They're fishermen. They are from the waters. From the waters. You saw that commercial where they be like, the waters. The waters. I be thinking of the fish guards every time that commercial come on. It's so creepy. I be looking like, ugh. And I say it with this, like the commercial because it's hypnotizing. You know how they do with the TVs. I barely try to watch it. Um, yeah, so I just want to show y'all some important stuff, but along the way, I get distracted. Okay, we talking about brothers like this that got murdered and killed, take everything taken away. These people are these are from the Bering Strait. They're coming from the Bering Strait. These are Mongolian. You see the Bob Marley? Do you see the forehead and the cheekbones? You see the Bob Marley in him? You see the Zion, the Jamaican, the Japanese, Jamaican. Do you see the island in him? Yeah, not see the Coolie Island in this man. This man is not from our area. No, sirree. This is from the swath. These are the swafty, sweaty. This is the swafty, sweaty people, bro, with the coolie hair. Okay? They kind of start to look like this. They come from this as well. Does she look West Indian? She look like it all. This is Eve in them. It's a Japanese, a Jamaican. This is all of it. This is a Guyanese. This is whatever she want to be. This is whatever she want to be back there. Yeah, they turn into like Italian. All the same people, bro. All the same people. They'll say she's Mexican. They'll say she's Native American. They'll say she's everything. She's really from Chile. She's really from Chile, from El Salvador. This is where the Feather Indians are from. And then they go to the Bering Strait. They come through the Bering Strait as well. This is the ones coming from the Bering Strait. They call it Amerindian Indians. Amerindian Indians, the ones y'all think are the native Indians from America. They're from the Bering Strait. You see that African Asiatic features. You see the cheekbone. You see the Bob Marley face. Bob Marley is what? He's Englishman and what? Islandman, right? An island Venezuelan mother, like a Guantanamera mother, like like it'll be all of that. They're all back there, the mammies. And then y'all kind of intermix. When y'all start to intermix with our features, okay, this is us. This is not coolie here. This is wavy here. That gets real poofy. Okay? This is African American woman. African American man. Okay? That Pacific looks just like y'all. Okay? When y'all start to intermix a little bit with us, your looks go from like it flickers. It flickers. You see what I'm saying? It start to flicker when you start to intermix. And then when y'all get that Neanderthal in y'all, y'all ended up with these features, you ended up with these strong features with that Neanderthal mix. Okay? We are a whole different bot. Okay, we a whole different bot. These are the native Indians now that's still getting the checks every month. They get checks every month. They live on the reservations for free. They whole family benefits. They get money every month. This is our money. This is our stuff. When we gonna get it back? Look at this nut. Look at this nut with his two pigtails. Pippi Longstocking and Orphan Annie. These people are orphaners. Orphan orphanage. And I feel bad for them because they don't get treated well. They say like in the orphanage, those people from the orphanage, those nuns, they used to tell them that they were born from sin and that was just manipulating those people's heads so they could have mixed up head minds, telling them if they're born from sin and all these things, and really their parents just are from back in the country, probably dying off and things of that nature. Yeah, I just wanted to show you some of these people. As you see, they say that this guy had migrated into California because they said all of the black people from California had went off to the war, and they had to get about 1 million people from Mexico to recruit to start working in like the 1940s to 19. So you see how they was taking men into the service and murdering them off and shipping new, just like how they doing now. They're making room for people. They're trying to make room for people now. Um, they'll show you these things. Let me see if I can find. I just want to show you also Ice T. I wanted to show you Ice T. Right. So this is supposed to be Ice T father. Okay. Ice T father, obviously a black man from America. And then this is supposed to be his mother. Right. This is supposed to be his mother. This is supposed to be Ice T mother. Right. Now there's nothing wrong with that. I thought his mom, I was like, okay, he has a white mother. But they say this woman is African American. They say she's African American. They say let's see where her name is Tracy. Well, his name is Tracy Lauren Marrow. So you see what kind of games they play with these people when they do make it mainstream, because that's a woman's name. But Ice T is a man, but his name is Tracy Lauren Marrow, like the bone marrow, like your bone marrow that they be trying to suck out of us. Anyway, yeah, this is a made up name. I just thought that was weird that they say his mother was a black woman and her features, right? So when I used to look at these women like Queen Elizabeth and all these other women like Elizabeth Taylor, and their hair will curl like that, and I'll be like, well, how will these white women hair curl like this? Now, mind you, she's not a white woman, but white women in like the shows and stuff used to look like this, and their hair would be all curled. And I'm like, how is their hair holding a curl when we know most white women nowadays don't hold a curl because they're into. If you keep intermixing this, maybe the hair will get very straight, and then obviously with the age and the hair will get straight. But when you see their hair curl like this, you could tell that it's no way that they have to have some type of ethnic in their family background for their hair to either hold a curl to it, like some type of something. You see what I'm saying? So I just found it interesting when you see like the Elizabeth Taylors and the thing like, it's like, are they really white women? Like, are they really 100 like the Greeks and the Russian women? Or are these African American, very fair skinned women that were passing? The ones that passed, not the ones that, so because we know that they were there. And then they'll put their children in the industry. Okay. And then with that diamond on his shirt, and then with the A. And then look at the son. This is his son. Look at his son lip. This is Ice T son. Like, I feel like they put them in the business and they do stuff with them. Like, why is his lip like that? See what I'm saying? Like, I think that they be all like, you know, I think they start them young. Probably kids, too, babies and stuff, making them do that stuff. They put them right in the industry. They don't care. Their children don't belong to them. These people belong to whatever. They really into their religion and they don't want you to go against it. I'm gonna try to speed this up now because I don't know who much is left with me. I hope everybody is getting along in the chat because I'm really not able to read the chat right now. I always read the chat after my videos because I haven't been up here for so long. Where I just wanted to get as much as I can out with facts and trying to explain that it's only two kind of people here. And it's the lineage of Adam, which is the lineage of the righteous, the chosen, the people that God feels like you are of righteous. And then he said as of Abel, and he appoint us to the important stuff, the important things. And then also it is the other people that he does also have, but no, that they're not, they're like the left, they're the opposite. They know this. We all are aware of this. And in order for them to exist, they have to CC, they have to copycat, they have to 33 copycat us. Okay, so this is the guy that they were showing that came from Trinidad. As you can see, his look. So when you see the people from Britain, Great Britain, and you see that show, like that new show that came with that gray stuff with Washington and all them tons, they with these foreheads, these are all the same Jamaican Zion Island people, the Islamic, the Latin, all these same people, the Great Britain, these people with these foreheads and stuff, the same people that has came upon us in Montreal and Great Britain, Canada. These are the same people that started to come into New York and all these things. So, and then these same people trying to take us back to Africa. If you watch what he does in the show, he does a whole boom skit about us going back to Africa with that Jamaican guy. And he's like, "Oh, go back to Lemon and this and that," but we're not even from there, and that's why he killed Chalky White. And the girl that he had was from New Orleans, and she wasn't even from the islands like him. And he had her as a slave, like a prostitute. He was pimping her. He was pushing P. He was pushing P with Shorty from New Orleans. Okay. This is a woman from New Orleans that when he came through the port of New Orleans, he told her when she started messing with Chalky White, the nigga from Texas, when he told her, he said, you could lay with whatever man you want, but your heart belongs to me. And he's doing all these prayers and playing with her like that, trying to play with her like, have her all controlled, right? Through his Sherman. Um, So obviously that's some type of form of pimping, right? Where he's saying she could be whatever she wants. He's using her for deals and making her sing and do all these things, and she's living his life with him, traveling, and she could be the concubine of someone, but she can't be with them and love them. Only him. So that's not, so we see what that it's about. I'm just trying to push these concepts to y'all so y'all can understand. So, and with the Commodore, you got to understand the Commodore and how that came into play of the commander of when these people came over here and who was starting to take control and become the sheriff and the police. First it was the commander, okay, and they all know about us. They all know us. They all know exactly what's going on here and all these things. Yeah, we got tricked, bro. We got tricked. All these people are Jamaican, British, the same Bob Marley heads, Islam, Latin, Bin Laden, Asians. They're all the same people. All the same people. Arabs. So who will we ever, through the whole America, who are we ever fighting? We were never fighting no one. Hey, Frida M. What's up, girl? I'm glad you're here. And I definitely want to be reading all you guys' comments. So, wait, I want to read some. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys know, but they are all Jamaicans. It's no bullcrap. I'm serious. Like, I don't care if you want to call them melanated Asians or whatever you want to call them, and whatever you want to call the ones that also mix with Neanderthals. I don't know. But that's what you guys gotta figure out. Yeah, yeah. It's I'm not happy about all that's going on, but that y'all can't kill us. Y'all can't kill us to be like, oh yeah, because that's what happened here, and y'all still are with it. Y'all really still trying to just get rid of us. So anyway, Port-au-Prince, Port-au-Prince, if you look into the name, that's the port of. So they're carrying. Port-au-Prince means carrying a prince. So they're saying like, and these Haitian people are coming from Africa, and now they're also mixed with the son of Ham, because Cain went to the land of Nod. Okay, and now they are Canaanites, right? And they mixed, right? So this Port-au-Prince that's now coming back to the Latin area, right? With the Solomon, the French, the nice little Theodore Simon is now Simon is coming back with the Neanderthal lineage, like a mix, right? Coming back to Haiti now, right? So now the Dominicans is looking like, even though they all from Latin America, but you're kind of now different, unfortunately, very different. You know what I'm saying? Now you're the son of you're mixed with the son of Ham's and them, right? So it's a little bit different because when you're going, even though they're from the same people, that say when you go into different regions and you're eating different, you're living, you're becoming something else. You're who cares? You're breathing in different atmospheres, different whatever's in this air. Just like if you send somebody down south, you want them to get that good ear, grow tall, and be a basketball player. Something like same stuff. Like if you go somewhere, send them to Asia or something in the cold regions, he might get little and can't see well and stuff like that. So I don't know, so that Port-au-Prince is carrying a prince, right? They're saying of a royalty, right? Um, So that's what that is about. So don't think that these Haitian people or whatever, when they first really got there, they were like poor or slaves. Does that sound like a bunch of slaves was coming there? Well, they treat their people like that. In Africa, you see is rich black people, and then they have the poor people work for them and be there like poor people. So yes, this Port-au-Prince Haitian person probably, this North African person probably was coming with their slaves, with their workers, or with their employees, and the people that live in the land are probably not doing so well. But at the end of the day, they come through with their prince or their king. They didn't come as like no slaves with the white man. Okay, the French people that's coming over here are black people coming to these princes and all that are black men that came and put their forts there, and their forts look like crap now. The stuff don't last there well. They're building with cement and things like that, and then with the bad no sturdy land, can't get sturdy on it to really build nothing crazy. They can't get light. They can't get light with it. They can't get too wild. It'll be for no reason. Things will just fall down. So yeah, they were trying to send us all back here, right? And that you could see the triangle with Lebanon. Here go them Israels, and here goes Jordan. Where them damn Jordans coming to North Carolina, the original Wizard of Oz, the land of Oz, where they were coming from the Bering Strait and going through Utah and going through that whole thing, and they were trying to get to North Carolina. The Wizard of This is that whole story. They were telling these stories through like ways. Anyway, and Alice in Wonderland is Atlantic City. So that's where Wonderland was. The Atlantic City was originally Wonderland. So that's where Alice in Wonderland comes from, where the Irish people, all of them, go to the boardwalk. And if you watch Boardwalk Empire, they explain how they got there. They really don't explain how they got there. They just pop up out of nowhere in the 1900s and the late 1800s, and like the 1860s something. Those people, when they talk, Enoch and them talk about their fathers and them, do not come from here. They're coming from somewhere else. And then Enoch and them, when they tell their story, they're saying, "Oh, well, we're from here, we're born here, we took the names from the Bible." And even when they try to kill those black people, when the black people strike, you hear the Irish person say, like, who will go kill those people? If they call them something like those children of God or something, he'd be like, oh, they over there killing the children of God. So like they say that in the show, like who goes over there killing those people, because they were over there praying when they were over there beating and hitting them. But then they start to fight back, obviously, but they prefer to pray and stuff first before they have to fight and defend themselves, obviously. And I don't think they're that bad at defending themselves. But they choose to pray and, first, but they don't have no respect for that. So anyway, yeah, so we're gonna look into, okay, like the number 8. Like I wanted to show you the number 8. This guy, he does a great job explaining the number 8 of what it means to them, how it swirls. Uh, you guys, I don't know if you're still watching that video, the channel Crater Earth, where he's explaining the German side because he's from there. So I like to listen to people, because when you're from somewhere, you're gonna tell your stories better than I would be able to. Okay, so yeah, I can't find it anyway. Oh well, cause okay. Look at this. Oh yeah, this is good.
Now the mighty advance of the Western Allies sweeps on, across the borders of France into Belgium, heading for Brussels and Germany.
See, look, these motherfuckers is in Brooklyn, bro. This is the same place that they acting like they're in Germany, right? They're acting like they're in Germany, right? But pay attention to this, right? Pay attention to the structure of this structure back there. And then watch when they're walking out. Okay? They're acting like they're at the war or this and that, but they're really in Brooklyn, in our streets, taking over our stuff. Look. They're here. They're here. This is them here. While we're over there, they're here. This is the Union. This is the Union Square, downtown Brooklyn, where I was showing y'all. And then look, they're gonna come out that park. Look at this is the park. Look at them coming out that park. If anybody knows Prospect Park, right? If anybody knows Prospect Park, it's like a little slope. It's like a little light slope. It's like a little light slope that's gonna lead you to the middle of the street that goes to the structure right here. I showed you that in my video. Where you walk from the bus down this little slope throughout that Prospect Park entrance, and then boom, you end up right by that Union thing, that Union Square thing, where they said it was gifted to the people that fought in the Union. Remember, I showed you that. They're saying this is in Germany. This is right here. That's why they're giving you these tight little shots. The shot is mad tight. It's mad tight because they don't want to really let you see too much. Look how tight these shots are. They're not letting you see nothing up really too close to the top because you would have saw that engravement. Now, I know y'all probably look like whatever, but it's important for y'all to understand that if this footage is from Brooklyn, New York, right, then this Holocaust and stuff is fabricated, bro. It's a lot of fabrication going on here. A lot of lies going on here. See, like, look how they're walking out Prospect Park. So you see all these kids that's the Holocaust. How do you get that skinny and pass away? Obviously, this is from starvation, right? This is not like, oh, they were poisoned and this and that. And I know the Holocaust, they say that they starved them, whatever, but this is clearly people dying from starvation. Clearly, starvation going on. Period. I don't see where they're like, oh, well, it's no need to kill them. There's no need to kill them because they're dead already from starving. You can't live. They're skinny. We're not eating nothing. Okay? That's what the issue is.
Asia becomes an altar of a giant blood sacrifice. The whole of Eurasia becomes an altar of a giant blood sacrifice. And after the war, the parasites are welcomed as liberators. So
like the Statue of Liberty. And like I said, they are in New York, Brooklyn, bro. Taking our whole area over, going into Coney Island. That's where when you go to Coney Island, it's called Neptune Avenue. Neptune Avenue. These are the same people, bro. Like, oh my God, from Germany. They said this guy, the person that bought Manhattan is a German guy. He bought it for trinkets, $24 worth of trinkets. What the hell is a trinket, bro? Like, I don't know what a trinket is, man. Oh, and remember when I showed you that sign that said, welcome to Haiti? Remember when I showed you that? When I was like, oh, it says welcome to Haiti. When I was showing you the whole empire, it was like a castle building that's still there as well, by that bus stop by the Brooklyn College. But this is the whole area, right? This is where it all happening, right? They took that sign down. And that wasn't like a sign that you could just snatch down. They took I said, yo, when I went back there, I said, where's the sign at? The sign is gone. And I took a picture of it, right? I took a picture that is clearly gone. It's clearly gone. It used to be right. It was hanging up on this post right here. And it said, welcome to Little Haiti. Remember? Remember when I showed you that? They took the shit down. Now, I never seen nobody take a welcome to something area down before. So you see why I got burnt and why they said we don't talk about Bruno for my last live. This is not a joke. So after I snapped this picture, right? I did this like a couple days ago. I snapped the picture, right? Some guy comes out with like a suit on or something. Doesn't even really look like he belongs around the neighborhood, right? He's across the street. I'm the only person that he waves. He comes out of nowhere, bro. I went and took the picture. This guy comes out of nowhere with a hat and like a weird jacket on. Like it's hot. It's not even that cold, but not that hot. And it was like Anyway, he waves at me, right? So I turn around like, is he talking to somebody else? Like, who's he talking to? He's waving at me and then he cuts the corner, right? So while he was waving at me, when I saw it wasn't nobody there but me, I went like this to him, like gave him like, so I'm looking like, just to see what he was going to do. Cause I'm like, oh God, they just sent somebody on me because I took a picture of that sign is gone, and they know I'm going to probably talk about that they took the sign down, which is weird. Because why would they take that sign down? You know what I'm saying? Like I see, like in Manhattan they got like little like welcome to Little Italy. In China they got like welcome to. I didn't know they had a welcome to Little Haiti. So I took the picture. So where is the sign at? Why did they take it down? Why? How did it happen around the time I said something about it? Like why would it happen around that time? Like it's so fast. It happened so fast. It was just up. So I thought that was weird. And then the guy comes out of nowhere and waves at me, and then I'm like, to see what he was going to do, like, are you trying to holler or whatever? But he wasn't trying to holler because he just waited. And when I did this, he spent the corner mad fast. So I went the same corner. This corner right here. He spent this corner and went up, right? So we all took the picture. He went up that corner. So goes to the corner. He disappeared. Now, mind you, this stuff happened to me before in life where this lady was following me. And then she got caught following me, right? Because I was doing this stuff since Facebook, right? When I was on Facebook, I used to pop mad stuff about Kylie. Because Kylie was stealing all my ideas and doing all these weird things. So I was on Facebook like, oh, Kylie, count your days. And I know people probably look like, what the hell is she talking about? You don't know no damn Kylie. And I don't have to know Kylie for her to steal my stuff and steal my ideas and do it. So I'm looking like, anyway, I'm not stupid. I know when people are stealing stuff, okay? Just like when I talked about the Hudson River and all that, and then boom, this show comes out with the DMZ about everything I just was talking about with the whole Brooklyn, the whole Manhattan, and how it got flooded through the Hudson River. And they literally explain that to you. And I got a clip of that as well. But I'm pretty sure I'm not going to find it. You already know. But anyway, yeah, so I should never put so much stuff up here. I don't know why I do that. And I'm going to speak about also Abraham.
In 1860, Abraham Lincoln was elected president of the United States, even before his inauguration.
So Abraham obviously is this man from, you can see obviously he's a guy from Central Latin America. He got the monkey man look, the forehead. He's a Zion. He's a Jamaican, Britain, West Indian. We're not stupid. Abraham in the Bible, God says that Abraham wasn't even of our lineage. He said that he thought Abraham was of a righteous man, and he told him to come to our area to help work with us. So Abraham in the Bible is not even related to Adam and them lineage. So just to let y'all know that. So the guy from the Uncle Tom thing, his name was Josiah Henson, and he gets people from Kentucky. He's doing like this whole thing. If you watch like the Going to the Wind with the whole thing of this, it's like they explain it, but it's hard to explain because it's a long movie and it's banned from America. So anyway, it all connects. Uncle Tom Cabin is also banned because it explains a lot. Okay. So at the end of this, after he does all this, he meets Queen Victoria, and in some reason people say, because they were saying like Uncle Tom is like a sellout, but because of what they was doing, they was helping these people get to somewhere that they shouldn't have been going. Anyway, they bury this guy in Scotland, and the people say that he was a.
We know that Victoria years later, when he had heard of Henson's program, inviting him into his talk, his editor, as well as his wife to come visit her at the palace. So you can imagine how he must have felt. He was finally slave, who had none. And so when he met Queen Victoria, she greeted him by saying, "Why, Mr. Henson, I expected to see somebody on crutches, but I'm pleased to see somebody as well preserved and good looking as yourself." He said to her, "My father, that is what all the ladies say."
Hello, we look good. We look good.
Please, by Josiah's quick reply. She asked him to sign his name in her private album, and she in turn presented him an autographed portrait of herself. During the months he spent in England and Scotland, Josiah Henson spoke no fewer than 99. That's the Yorkshires. I'm telling you, this is a whole scam. Of his escape from slavery. After their visit with the Queen, the Hensons went to Scotland, where they were welcomed as warmly as they spies. Josiah had grown
traitors
being introduced as Uncle Tom. But it
you see where they getting our names and stuff from?
Look at his wife. Look at what's going on here.
Look, I don't know why I talk so loud. My bad. I'm like, but they tell you, where is it at? Where they say he's an imposter. I think I talked over it. That's sad. They said that they said he was an imposter, and I don't know where the rest of the stuff is at.
Against the marriage, and even refused to show up to her wedding. And also the black community. So Carol's dad was deeply distressed that the white community protested against the marriage and even refused to show up to her wedding in 1956. And also the black community, too, was like, yo, you're just starting out. You couldn't even wait to find your white man. Like,
see, that they say that they've dated white men, but look at him throwing up the sign. You have to look at his forehead. Do you think these people are white? I'm telling you, they're island boy. Bruce Leroy, melanated, Asiatic, Cuban, Latin, Latino, everything. Look at that forehead. And I'm gonna show you where they come from. And we have to intermix with them because they don't effed us over somehow. And now they took all the men. They Catholic the men. And then they got they snatching up all the women. If you wanna have any type, and they put us in them. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Right? Let me see what this says. I'm looking to see what this says myself.
1860, Abraham Lincoln was elected president of the United States.
1860. You see how all this stuff is starting to happen?
7 southern states seceded from the Union and set up a government for a separate nation called the Confederate States of America. In April 1861, when Confederate troops bombarded Fort Sumter, the American Civil War began. It would last an agonizing 4 years and leave more than 600,000. In 1862, after the war raged on, Harriet Beecher Stowe was invited to meet Lincoln.
See, Harriet Beecher Stowe? Now, this is going to be the real Harriet in the history, not no Harriet Tubman. Or the real slavery when it first started happening was happening in Utah. Going through the Indiana River, they was flooding them out, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. The Colonel Sanders and all them was coming through Kansas City and all this stuff with the Kentucky Derby. And
Harriet Beecher Stowe was invited to meet Lincoln at the White House. As she was greeted by the president, his words took her by surprise.
When Abraham Lincoln met Mrs. Stowe, he allegedly greeted her with the words, "So you're the little lady who wrote the book that started this great war," reflecting the profound impact that the book had on the American psyche, that people enforced them
see?
to either be pro-slavery or against slavery.
This is what the Uncle Tom book did. It gave them
the nation towards civil war.
It programmed them, basically.
That's what the book did. That same year, President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation.
Here you go.
Which announced that slaves should be forever free.
Oh.
At last, on April 9th, 1865, Lee surrendered to Grant from Maddox Courthouse, signaling the end of the conflict. But just 5 days later,
and then I tell you, my great grandmother Mary married a man named Grant. So they saying the man Grant was making a deal with Lee. So you understand, most of these names were probably people of us, and Lee obviously was somebody somewhere else from probably British or whatever. Who knows where? From where? Same people. I don't care which way you go. Okay.
For education, his memoirs were a key inspiration for Uncle Tom's Cabin, the best-selling novel of the 19th century, which Abraham Lincoln credited with starting the Civil War.
It started the Civil War, and we already know the Uncle Tom's things was sellout situations. So anyway, I'm not going to try to explain that. It was a fake black man taking the name of the Watson guy, and the Watson son guy was sent off the war, killed. They done took that name, buried him in Scotland. It was a whole spy. They done took that guy. At the end, they tell you that the people said that guy was an imposter and that wasn't the real him. So who was that black man that was taking these people so-called out of slavery? The mammies from Going with the Wind, and these black people. So you understand what I'm saying? Like, if y'all don't understand how this scam went down, it's all off of this little group of people, these so-called Native American yellow people, and y'all swear that we're like the loins of y'all. We're nothing. We're the only people that are not y'all. Y'all the only people that are all intermixed, and we are the only ones that kind of stayed out the way. Oh, here go the lady that followed me before. So anyway, I took a picture of her ass because she was following me. And I was like, I started popping mad stuff, right? I'm like, yo, like, you on my back and shit. You making it hot, you making it obvious. So she got all scared and stuff and got on her phone. Mind you, look, she's sitting, this is in Bushwick, right? On the strip of Broadway. Is this Broadway? This is Bushwick? No, this is on the strip of, no, it's on the strip of Broadway, whatever, under the train station. So this ain't nowhere you could sit. This is somebody's window. She on somebody's window. This is how every buildings is tight like that over there. Where she's on somebody's window. She tried to sit on somebody's window, and I took a picture of her ass because I'm like, first of all, you was following me for 3, 4, 5 blocks. Okay, I don't know who this lady was. She's not even from this neighborhood. The neighborhood I live in, they don't have people like this just walking around following you. Okay. So she goes to sit on somebody's window and go across the street. I zoom in and take a picture of her from across the street. I don't go across the street with her, but I zoom in and I take a picture of her. So anyway, she's following me, and then once she got up, she went around the corner. A black van went around the corner and picked her up. She jumps in the van. So I'm just showing you that these people really do be following people. This happened a while, like a couple years back when I was like popping mad junk on Facebook and then popping mad junk on Instagram. And then I erased my Facebook because I was just pissed. I was like, yo, they stealing stuff. I think they were stealing from Facebook. But they just stealing, period. But anyway, yeah, she's following me. You can see she looked mad guilty. She called people on the phone. They came and picked up in the black van, just picked up out of nowhere. I was like, oh, Russian or something. I don't know what she is. Spy. She a spy, sword spy. You think she probably jumped on my neck and tried to like take me out if she wanted to, you know? But they didn't want her to do that. I'm not joking. That's far from a joke. I have a witness with me. She was on my back and I was popping mad shit. I'm like, yo, you making it mad obvious. Can you give me some space? And then they was like, no, stop, let her walk. And she would not walk. And then she went across the street and sat on that thing and was like, yo, she not letting me follow her. And it got weird after that. Anyway, and then she dipped into that van up by, it was like by Kosciuszko, because, you know, I lived by Kosciuszko. And that's why I looked up the name. I'm like, who's all these names? And then come find out it's some Russian people names and all that. Anyway, so, yeah, so this my mama. Look at my mama here. Okay? Just to let y'all know, okay, like what I hear look like, it's like, okay? So if you don't got that poof, it's like very different. And this is like my family and stuff. Like they always dress very well. Well, people from the South. It's like my aunts and that's my aunt, my aunt and very well dressed kids, apple shaped face. Look at my daddy eating watermelon. Like you can see how golden they are through the pictures. Like they're like literally golden. Like I don't think you understand the color I'm talking about. Like a very, I don't know. Anyway, this is what we was doing out back in the days. We was eating watermelon, minding our business. We weren't no slaves, weren't looking dirty. They always was very proud people, kept us nice and well taken care of and very big on education and dressing very nice and going to church. And that's our history. Like it's nothing really else going on here. They turned it into a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, I don't know. Yep. And that's my grandma. And she's from like South Carolina. And this is how dark they could get down in the deep South, but not too deep like Florida all the way to the coast. We like up in the South, and that's me and my big head with this Indian, this Native American woman. Her name was Elizabeth. Okay. And this is her husband. It's her husband, Shane. Shane. Like, these are all Southern people. Okay. And we come in all different colors. All right. All different colors. All Southerners. All right. That's my father. Yes, that's his eye color. All the Jackson's eye color is that. And I already told you his father's name was Alvin. And his mother's name was Maybelline. No, it was Mabel. Mabel. Um, and I believe that we all are the lineage of the Bells, of Abel. Because they already said that Abel was appointed because he was righteous of his father. And that's what I was trying to explain to y'all from the beginning of with the Eve or whatever, because Cain took after Eve and Adam, and that's what God is trying to explain to you when he appointed Abel. And you got to understand that Abel and Cain are twins. No one is older than the other. They're twins. So yeah. So as you can see, I wanted to show you my father. I wanted to show you my father because these people, these certain people, like they say, with I showed you with the garrison, remember that I showed you with the garrison and the Dark Vader and the person that created the engine and a lot of other inventions that I'm going to try to show you. As you can see, they pick people to play in movies for a reason. So they picked James Earl Jones to play the role of Darth Vader that tells Luke he is his father. Darth Vader tells Luke he is his father for a reason. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, this is the father. This is going to be the father of you all. You understand what I'm saying? This is going to be him. Not pertaining to him specifically, but they pick him to play in the role of also that movie with Diane Carroll and him as another all black star cast. I forget where he plays like the garbage man. I think it's called Claudine. And they have all the it's a good movie. Just know that they play these people for a reason. They play the black man from America that was cleaning up, keeping sanitation, running the town clean. We knew how to do things like that. We knew how to recycle and do stuff like that. We invented how to make the water go upstream. I did not know how to, so we were able to give y'all clean water in places where y'all did not have access to clean water because we were able to invent that and get clean water up to places. Okay? They were trying to figure out how the hell we figured that out. Okay, and Diane Carroll that played in the role as well with him. If you remember this movie, Claudine, where they put them on welfare, right? And there's a lot of stuff that happened in this movie, but they put the family on welfare, and the woman couldn't even have her man in the house. And then the welfare woman was coming all in her home, checking everything just for her to get a couple dollars for some food. And they wouldn't even let her have an iron in her home. She wasn't doing so bad. They always make it seem like we do so bad, but we wasn't doing that bad. But it wasn't so much opportunity and things like that, so we had to take what they were doing. So you see what they degraded us to and what they started pushing out for us when this never was our reality. We actually are the lineage of royalty, and we are number one. We are number one. And I'm not just saying that because of my Instagram name, Number One Eye Candy. I get that Instagram name, Number One Eye Candy, because we're number one, USA. Number one. We're number one. Yeah. I almost fell. Yeah, we're number one. So yeah, just to let you guys know that we're number one. Did I mention that we're number one? And that you guys are CC, you're copycats, you're monkey see, monkey do's. And it's not by on purpose. It's because that's just the way life spanned y'all on that side of Eve. Like it got nothing really to do with us. Anyway, I just want to try to pin it all together. Yes, you can see Samuel L. Jackson. He played the role of that French guy. His name was Baptiste, Louis Baptiste. He played the role of a Frenchman coming from wherever the hell. And they do all that witchery. Then they went to California. You know, California got that witch mountain. And then they went to the Wicker area of England where all that they was drinking pine tea because there's no food over here. And then they just got crazy and crazier. I don't know. Like that's all I can explain. And they have no remorse on killing people and stuff like that because they don't live by our rules. They live by their own rules. Because they created their own world. Cain believed he created his own world. It's Bobby's world, Bobby, you know, or Christian or whatever you want to call Christopher. Yeah, I'm trying to see, and this stuff like this is all voodoo. Like we bury our dead and let our dead rest in peace. They over here draining blood. They over here trying to bring this guy back to life. They over here putting this guy in temples and throwing him in you know, they're not doing proper burials, bro. Like none of this stuff made any sense. Bunch of ritual, bunch of weird stuff they doing, you know? Just trying to be a scientist all day. Like stop it. Like stop trying to be a scientist all day. Stop living in the nano world. Scientific method by 10. And what I mean by the scientific method by 10 is when I went to, I'm trying to back up because my lips is mad white and you can't really see from back here. And I don't know what time it is right now, but I know I gotta get off of this because I'm exhausted. And whoever's still with me, God bless y'all. And if you went to sleep, please just catch the replay. I feel y'all. I'm just trying to get this video in, so see it whenever you can. Yeah. So I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah. So the 10, the when you get past the zero, go right side, like past the Dutchy part on the left hand side. We already know who these people are. The left, this is the same people. I'm going to explain it over and over so you can understand it's just two people here. Okay? You understand now? It's the land and the islanders or whatever. All right? So, anyway, and then whatever they mix with out here, who cares? No one. I'm not even thinking about the outlanders and all of that when it gets to them being ogres and stuff. Like, and they got to kiss a prince to get back into stop being green. I don't know. Like, all of them got to kiss princes and princesses. All of them are having issues. That's what the Disney is telling y'all. That y'all got to come up over here and get an apple or something. Like, an apple a day keep the doctor away. You know what I'm saying? Because we help y'all sicknesses. We try to hook y'all up. So, ooh, here we go. Here it is.
Very much determined to bring out of the past of antiquity into the modern world of modern.
Here it is.
Gigantic, monumental statues. And he was very much determined to bring out of the past of antiquity into the modern world of modern philosophy.
Okay. You see that statue that was here in America?
Drove him to extreme severity.
Now look what they did to the statue. Pay close attention, y'all. This is the statue that they took down from America and put the Statue of Liberty up. All right.
And he was very
Now you see. Do you notice that they ripped the penis off of this thing? Do you notice that they ripped the penis off of this man? Do you see that? And it looked like it would have been huge, right? Because look how big the balls and look how big the rip off of the part is. See how they dismembered this man's penis when they got over here? Because his statue looked like that. And look at his face. We can't even see this guy's face good because they destroyed it. What happened to the statue's face? Okay, so this doesn't look like a big nose. The statue doesn't look like it has a big nose or anything. This doesn't look like them statues that you be seeing with the big giant nose heads and no body. This guy got a whole big lean tall body. He has a big Hing Kong that they ripped off. And they also mangled his face. Where his face doesn't look like it had a big nose or anything like that. All right? So this is the statue that was once showing our nation. And I'm going to try to show you where we were fighting them off. This is during the the time of the Game of Thrones, where we were trying to bang out with them in Rhode Island and all these other things where they were trying to take all our stuff and say that it was Indians with underwear on, but we know that there was no Indians with no underwears anywhere around our area. They would not be able to survive the cold in teepees and underwears. They would have had to have brick homes and nice homes and clothes on to live over in our area. I mean, it's common sense. So when they showing them fighting with underwears on, it's just weird. And they're gonna only show you pictures or drawings, left-handed artistic people. Let them get their checks and have their, they treat artistic and special needs people very well here. They live better than anybody. They live in them big mansions. We've seen them big homes. You're like, who live in these big ass homes? Special needs people with all the food benefits. And I'm not saying that, look, go ahead. But most of the time, they're not going to be people of our descendant. It'll be other people's descendant. A lot of Western, African, Asiatic, this and that, sickly. We got to pay for it all. Yeah, so because they like the artistic, they're from that. They're from articity, and they're from that because of whatever.
During the World War, with many people leaving behind.
Okay, look at the Great Migration.
During the World Wars, with many people leaving behind manufacturing jobs to serve in the military, millions of black Southerners headed
World Wars. That means World War One. And period. He ain't put no numbers to it for a reason. They try to talk slick.
north with the hopes of filling these jobs.
You saw that Great Migration after they tore us up in California, they tore us up in Louisiana. This is the last bit of us. This is the end of our little kingdom. And then they spread, after they killed a lot of people out this way, they spread us back out saying, oh, go back out for work. California, food's gold, all this. Food's gold because everything was already gone and wiped out. So by the time people was getting there, it wasn't nothing to get. You see what I'm saying? This is the Great Migration right here. They were going all the way back to Chicago. They was going back to Michigan. They was going back to where they already had murdered took all, not saying murder every single one, but most likely probably mostly everybody because we was getting pushed all the way in back. See what I'm saying? They already halfway into this turtle. This turtle was already halfway eaten. And this is the last bit left of us because they can't really get us in that corner. It isn't easy to get us because it's water there. They have more land coming from the central Latin America and from the Bering Strait, Asia, helping them out towards the west. That's why I was so wild, and that's why we studied their history, the Western and European history, and that's why our history of America, the real history of our kingdom and stuff, has been left out. And all those pictures and them tight videos of them being in Brooklyn, taking our empire, saying it's in Germany, and then none of that stuff that they could build could look like that stuff. They don't have nothing that good. So that's how I knew that they real weird. They real weird. They keep showing you a man like this and saying this is King James, but where would a man like this get hair from? Where would he get this kind of poofy hair? I just showed you my mother got hair like this. Unless he a Puerto Rican or something, where would an English man like this get hair like this from? This hair is too poofy. They have more coolie hair. They don't have hair like this. This is gonna be people from the South. He's not gonna have hair like this. Whoever face they put on this guy, whatever face this face is fake. They already told you that they're starting to show you the real faces to these people. The face is fake. But look how they drew this guy here. Are you kidding me? His hair could never. Not even if he stuck his hand in an electricity socket. So anyway, and talking about electricity, of course, that was us as well with the Benjamin banner, Benjamin whatever, which I believe that we also made the Big Ben clock that they stole, where he was flying the kite and trying to figure out the electricity waves of how they could harvest it. That was Benjamin Banneker or whatever, and I have information about that as well. So, what did you guys do? What did y'all do but come over here and say, oh, we could sell it? Huh? I'm car salesman Sal. I could sell all that stuff, sir. We could monetize it. Let's not let it be free. That's all you guys seem like I did over here. And it don't look like we wanted to do that. Because if we wanted to do that, what all the murdering was about? Is it not enough space for y'all? Probably not. Because they said literally 12 million people came through that island in New Jersey because they said it was in New Jersey. They said it just hit because if it was in New York, they wouldn't have been able to come. It was laws and stipulations in New Jersey on that island that led them to New York. It's not Ellis Island. It's one of the islands that I'm gonna have to look that up as well. So yeah, all this stuff is ours. I don't know what this else is how to explain it to you guys. I do try to explain it as best as I can. So see, here's the borderline of how they did the stipulation. So it's called Liberty Island, and it just hit over New Jersey. Okay, you see that thing they circled right here? They were not allowed to come to here. They did some sneaky shit, and 12 million people came out and registered here. And then they just brought their asses right across the street and came into Manhattan and all that stuff. So you see how that worked? After they killed all that stuff in World War One, they killed all the first son. They killed all the after the resistance and stuff. They thought we was going to fight, and they went and fought. It was all scams all around the board. So y'all fell for all the scams, and even if y'all didn't fall for it, it didn't matter. It was going to get y'all out regardless. Okay, so I also wanted to show. Yeah, so as you can see that statue, that statue was our original statue, and that's where I believe the Oscar is as well, because you can see it's very similar to the Oscar, and they always try to put it to other people, but everything originally comes from us. You don't even see that. Never even seen that statue before. Why would they tell us about that statue, and why did they rip the penis off of that statue? Which you could see, in their statues, their peepees are small, and in our statue, you could see that shit was huge, like looked like a tree trunk or something. The rip off part, you could see it was like very big. Not, I'm just saying, like it would have made them upset. Like, why did they get upset and rip the penis part? That's so weird. The Hamanas, the Normans, Hermans, they ripped the penis off of the guy. So when you listen to the story of Enki and Enlil, it's kind of the exact same story of Cain and Abel. There's really no difference. They keep telling you the same stories over and over. How Enlil was the favorite one, the righteous one. He married, stayed with one woman, and Enki went on to sow his role.
Enmerkar and the Lord of Arata, the epic Gilgamesh, and others. Among those familiar with Gilgamesh, it's not uncommon to find ideas like, if it weren't for Enki, it wouldn't even exist. Or Enlil is the enemy of humanity.
You see, if it wasn't for Enki, we wouldn't even exist, because Enki went on messing with that Neanderthal.
Some recent books present the idea that Enki might be Jesus himself, who at some point...
that Enki is the father of Jesus through Mary.
Some advanced method, created as a man in the person of Jesus to save us and then returned to his original body. This is a very interesting theory, although evidence of Jesus...
You see that beard and all that? Muslim.
His existence is still a hotly debated topic. Hello! In scriptures, Enlil is the true God, while Enki is the servant of Eden. In other cultures, the roles...
You see how he said Ea is the true God, the descendant, and Enki is the servant of... Is the serpent of Eden. You see how he's the lineage of Eve.
And in other cultures, the roles are reversed. Now, there are many divergent currents among...
Now, you see, in many other cultures, the roles are reversed. So you see how they playing the game. So you cannot tell me, oh, this means that, this means that, because different languages, the games start to change. All right? So you're just going to have to keep up. You're going to have to keep up with it.
The Atrahasis. Akkadian Babylonian epic, which tells of the Great Flood, which was sent by the gods to destroy all human life, written down in the mid-17th century BCE. The Atrahasis can be dated to the reign of the Babylonian king Hammurabi's great-grandson, Amisaduqa, 1646 to 1626. Did y'all get this? You see what the Great Flood story comes about? Acting like they got rid of everything for one world order. The Jesus and the Enki crowning the new... Okay? Though the tale itself is considered much older, passed down through oral transmission, the Sumerian flood story... And I say the oral stuff is way more better than the stuff that you're reading. The Genesis, which tells the same story, is certainly older, composed circa 2300. And on that. 11 of the Gilgamesh, which also relates to the Great Flood, is even older than that. And other sources present the following tale. Enlil is the son of Anu, with his queen consort Antu, who was also his half-sister. Therefore, Enlil was the legal successor of Anu to the throne of Nibiru. Yeah, they incest over there?
Incest. Tight incest.
Generations that are still in Nibiru, as well as between the two adopted here. Three of the two brothers seems to depict moments of sincere fraternization and authentic affection, in addition to mutual respect. Let's look at the two characters more closely.
I've been trying to explain the two characters.
Portrayed as a brilliant scientist,
Duality.
a great knowledge, and a restless, inquisitive mind. He was a liberal thinker.
See this guy would be like more like Solomon. This guy would be more like Solomon. He'll be more French, Latin, Spanish. This would be like Egypt. When you go to Egypt or whatever, when you go, Joseph would be Jose. So this would be like Jose, Solomon. This would be the Spanish Joseph. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all can really understand it.
And he sometimes forgot that.
I'm trying to show y'all where they tell you how Inky messed with a Neanderthal. He messed with...
Story being told down at the bottom, but in the middle.
Okay, like...
Over and over. If you guys don't understand that.
About their own business as they could, and no conflict ensued. Enlil was faithful to his wife, and as far as is known, he had children only with her.
Hello.
This is questionable as some sort.
So one of them was only faithful with his wife and only had children with them. He did not go on to doing 1,000 different things with 1,000 different people, okay?
Sources document the son that he had with Neterzog. He jumped about 1 million times and spread children.
Inky jumped about 1 million. So one nigga did one thing. This dude did 1 million things and started creating all these bird heads. All it, like, what's Inky doing? What is this? So you see what they trying to explain to you? Like, Inky done went on and did all this stuff.
All around the world.
You see how this works? Now you get why it's as above, so below. It's the north and down at the bottom, but in the middle, we stayed in our lane.
The lab-created Homo sapiens, he upgraded humanity in the most libertine way possible. First, he spawned Cro-Magnon man to Neanderthal women, generated modern man by seducing them.
That could have possibly been a monkey, niggas.
Married Cro-Magnon woman, Noah, as Lamech suspected, seemed to be the son of the gods and not his. When the conflicts between the two brothers seemed to have...
And that's the same thing that happened with Jesus. Noah is...
Exactly. Noah is the same story as Jesus. Noah is a British man. Like, we already know Noah's British. We already know Jesus is a French Solomon type, because Solomon is his grandfather through Mary. Okay? And Mary is related to us through Solomon and another woman that's on the side of... So anyway, I'm going to try to show y'all that chart. So I just wanted to show y'all clearly that statue that was from us. I want to show y'all how we were fighting them in Rhode Island. They show how we first started to, the things we first started to build. I wanted to show you those important things, and I don't know why I didn't have it like somewhere where it's easy to find, because I did all this talking, I didn't show any of those things, and it's very important.
First, 5% of New Yorkers. Percent of the city's residents.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't find it. So, because it's like so many things to go over that I'm not gonna be able to go over all this crap. Like, this stuff is so much. But anyway, so my point is that these people are all the same. It's all melanated Asians, which is a Caribbean, Latin, Latino, Aboriginal, and then they also go into the land of Nod and become mixing with. They tell you he seduced Neanderthal women, and when these men go and travel And then they become son of Ham or other things where those Indian people have 2 heads and 8 arms, or other things start to get weird back there because it's a wasteland. And I keep talking about Saru Seti, but I never told you what he said. But anyway, the thing with Seti was that he said that the Garden of Eden was in Africa. So I typed and said, hey, well, where exactly at? So I could do some research, like where exactly is this at? So they said it's in the desert of the Sahara, right? So let me stay on here. Let me just show you in the phone because I took a picture of it. It's easier to find it on the phone. So they said it was in they said it was in the Sahara greenness or something. But I looked it up and I'm like, ain't no green Sahara. So I looked up the Sahara or whatever, and it's the desert. And I know of the Sahara desert. But I didn't know they were talking about the Sahara desert. I thought they were talking about something else next to the Sahara desert. Nah, they talking about the Sahara desert, that the Garden of Eden used to be there 14,000 years ago, and now it's a wasteland. Like, y'all can't really believe that, right? Everything that always been is still is. If that shit is a desert wasteland, it always fucking was. I'm not even gonna play with you people no more. I couldn't believe that they took it and wrote, and then the people had the nerve to at my name, like, oh, at Candace Michelle View. It's in the Garden of Sahara, or like they were saying, like, oh my god. I'm looking like, wait a second. When I did the research on it, bro, it says that shit is a wasteland and it's a whole desert. You can't even fucking prove it ever had any greenish there. Never. You could never fucking prove that shit. But you know what I could prove? That the Garden of Eden is in New York, in New Jersey, which I split in 2, so y'all can come your smelly asses over here. I could prove that because that shit is still a fucking garden. You can still get your green ass salads there that you get all from Whole Foods and from Starbucks. You get all your fresh shit from there. So what the hell are y'all talking about? We help get the water upstream to get water everywhere to where you people need it. So what are y'all trying to explain? The desert of Sahara is where the Garden. How? Everything is as it always been. Ain't nothing changed that drastic. Stop going back into nano years and do the right math. Y'all lying. Y'all habitual liars. You know that's y'all history, right? That y'all liars. Y'all lying, Zion liars. Like, what's wrong with y'all? There's something wrong with y'all. Y'all gotta get y'all like that. Y'all Africans. Like, from where? Like, exactly. So I can look up. So I can look it up. I don't give a fuck how many people you took the fuck over there, or how many people you split up over in Brazil, and how many people you brought. I don't give a fuck how many people went where. We are the beginning of it all. We are number 1, okay? America, number 1, USA, yay! Okay, it's never gonna change. That's never gonna change. You're always gonna be the be-all, the protocol of what you're gonna. So anyway, we all know that the whole computer concept, the whole metaverse is based off of it came from sending messages of an email, right? So when you send an email, you send it to, it's always one main person that you send it to, right? It's always the 2. You don't put 2 people, you put one main person that this email is being sent to, right? And then the next step, if you want, you could CC somebody, you could copycat somebody on you. So that's what's going on once Adam starts splitting up and start making lineage with Eve. You start to get some CCs, okay? You're not getting only the 2 anymore. You're not getting the main person anymore. You start getting CCs. And then after a CC, you get a BC. And I don't think that's by accident that they have BC, like BCE era. Like BC is 3rd. That's when it's 3rd world. That's when you get to a 3rd world, because that's when you start messing with them Neanderthals, and then that's when these Haitian people come back, whole different kind of brand, bro. The North Africans, but I don't think all of them are mixed with Neanderthal. But I'm just saying that it is a Neanderthal mixtures out there. Okay, so it gets very different when you get to the BC. So we got the 2, the number 1. That's us. Okay, and then you got the CC, and then you got BC. So I don't know how y'all could go wrong with that. Try to follow their scientific methods, their computer guides, because you're always going to go right with them on that side. That's their rules, their regulations, their way of learning things. So I showed you guys the statue of what I believe was the original Oscar. We already know Oscar is somebody probably from the South, just like how the movie, that show on Broad Empire, showed you that Chalky White was talking to Oscar, that older man that, and you saw in the show where when they killed Oscar, he was outside on the porch, and Chalky White asked him like, "Hey, what you out here for?" And he's like, "I know my house, I know my land." And he know when people on his land. So he was like, "I hear somebody out." You don't hear nothing, but he goes out there. He's like, "Who there? I know you out there." Here's something. Then they start shooting at him or whatever. So you see what I'm saying with this man's instinct and how this man moved and what kind of man that was. And yeah. So this Oscar thing, when y'all show Patar and this, it's like, go away. It's like, go away, man. Stop harassing us. Okay? Because y'all did enough. Y'all whole history is about us. Y'all whole history is about coming to get us. Y'all just started to get us. Y'all still trying to finish it. You know? Your whole history is about us. About coming here. Y'all all got kicked out. And y'all made y'all whole shit. So y'all all the exiled people. Well, not saying y'all. I'm just saying like whoever. Like this guy, he's look at the forehead, like you gotta understand that these are the people that's probably coming from England, Europe. They start transitioning into that St. Patrick. They're all from the sea, like they're all under the sea. Things will get better and they get wetter. Under the sea, they're Jamaican. They come and play. Under the name Gunway. And then okay, who comes on the thunder? They come in the sea. SpongeBob SquarePants. It's in the sea. SpongeBob SquarePants. And I told you already how most of some of these people that's from back there, their shape, it looked like they got kicked their hips in, and they got a bigger. So SpongeBob SquarePants, they're under the sea. They're under the sea. St. Patty, and then a leprechaun. Okay, I just want y'all to understand that they all West Indian Jamaicans and Zion, all fucking West Indian Caribbeans, all of them. Okay, I don't care if they show you these people. I don't care who they show you. They're all on enough. And this is the pirate ones, the SpongeBob SquarePants. This is not Ariel and them under the sea. Those are the different ones. They're all under the sea. They're all under the sea. They're all under the sea. Jamaican, la da 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 da, Indian, East Indian, West Indian. They come flying up. Acting weird. Okay? I think some of them be born boys. They're Hermanas, Hermans, Normans. They get real weird, bro. So I don't think I could explain any further. That it's just two people here. Try to show you how we started, how it all began, and how we all traveled from one way and they went up and tried to be adventurous, and then they tried to come all swarming back down and plot on us, and then they started to snatch and water the water worlds. They tried to water world us out, and because they're the islands, and once things are island out and things of that, here they come. That's them. Because I think they feel like, I don't know if God gave that to them because they don't deal with God. So I guess because we have the land, they feel like, we got kicked off the land because we're being weirdos. We're bothering kids. We're doing cartoon characters. We're doing all this weird stuff, and we're stealing and killing. So let's just make our own. We have the islands. Like, I don't know if they just gave it to themselves or God said, "Hey, take the islands and get the fuck away from us." Like, I don't know who gave it to them. But when something comes to the island, when the waters come, so do them. They're the fish god. They fishy, fishy, fishy. The big fat fish hanging on the Okay. They're all West Indian, bro. I sing in these songs because this is dumb, bro. They don't care, bro. This is all them. Eve, the lineage of Eve. This is gonna be the lineage of Eve and her son, Mason, French on Jacques of Shishak, the Pirate of the Caribbean. But listen, with the Jackson situation, you know how they say Jack stole the goose with the golden egg. You know what I'm saying? So the Jackson situation is, Jackson is Jackson, but the people that Jack, not Jackson, but Jack, the ones that came with Jack and Rose and all that, when they came over here trying to jack and steal everything and or whatever, they say he stole the goose with the golden egg. So that's probably why they were able to, mix and make, like I showed you with the East Bayou, where they are coming in, doing a little Louisiana purchase or whatever, So it's all the same stuff, okay? All the same people. These are all the same people, all right? All the same people. All Zion, all the lineage of Inky, Cain, Canaanites, all the same people, okay? And then if you see, this is a lady. This is an older black African American lady that used to dance in America. And when they show you like Josephine Baker saying, "Oh, she's like in the Boom Boom Room or whatever in France or whatever," they really in New York. They're really in New York. All these places in Atlantic City, all those jazz places, it was all here. They didn't have none of that stuff before us. Okay? So just to show you how we were looking like, it's like totally different people. Totally different people. Okay? We're totally different people, right? This will be the native Indians that's coming past the Bering Strait that y'all think me talking about is from North America. This is the people that's from North America. These are the Native American, the yellow Native American people, the golden, the whatever you want to call us, copper, everything, anything under the sun. All right, same people. That's where we coming from. Okay, we're not coming from here. We're not nothing like that. We don't care about you people. It's like no issues. We're just sick of the weird. You're African. Like where? What are y'all talking about, bro? Like why y'all trying to get us off our land so bad, and it's not even going to happen. Like it's not, and y'all doing too much. Okay. So I just want to show you a couple more things, and I'm going to get out of here. I'm sorry for harassing y'all like this, but as you can see with that show, how she came out the train station. The DMZ show where they show you, it says 33, and then of course it's the number 6 train, and she got off on 33rd Street. Okay, this is what happened when they took over Manhattan and stuff. They was going through the railroad systems, and they was able to go get to these places. Yeah, and if you know Rosie O'Dawson, people will say, "Oh, what is Rosie O'Dawson? Is she black? Is she?" They say her father's African American and her mother's from Latin. She's Latin and Central America. So you see, this is probably not where they go to the Asiatic side where they start mixing with Neanderthal. So she's like both sides from America. See what I'm saying? Rosie Dawson. She get the Dawson name from her African American father from our side of the area. Her mother's more from the Latin American side. I think her name is Ortiz or something like that. So you see what I'm trying to say? And then they intermix and they make a Rosie or They make a Rosie or Dawson, where our looks supersede because she doesn't really look Spanish or Puerto Rican. She looks more black native. Okay, our looks will supersede. Okay. Ugh. I wish y'all could understand what an apple a day keeps the doctor away means, or how Eve bit the apple. I don't think y'all get what any of that means. We are the apple that falls too far from the tree. We are the lineage of Adam. Okay, we are the strange fruit that hangs on the tree. Okay, We are the lineage of this tree. We are the red man, the red brown, the human. Okay. That Methuselah, the Methuselah is a tree from Nevada. That's the oldest tree from Nevada. That's not a person. The Methuselah, when you get to these things before Adam, we're talking about how the world, the water, the thing, and the trees, and the land, and then we could start creating people, okay? So, yeah, so it's just like what I say about their skin. It's like they have a mask face. And then this lady, she could be West Indian, she could be Asian, she could be Filipino, she could be everything. You know what I'm saying? Even though I believe she's from Taiwan, I believe they say. But yeah, and very much this is the people from Central Latin America as well, where they become like Italian and all kinds of stuff. Cuban.
He was interested in gigantic monumental statuary. He was very much determined to bring out of the past of antiquity into the modern world of modern colossus.
Okay, so that's the statue that they switched out. You see, Inky is a descendant of an Anunnaki. An Anunnaki is a melanated Asian. So if you are related to the Anunnakis, you're just a melanated Asian person, and the descendants of Inky and them. And you already see that Inky is the people over there messing with the Neanderthals because that's what they're saying out their own mouths. Okay. So yeah. And yeah. So I'm not sure if you've seen this guy. He does YouTube. He goes around speaking Chinese and stuff, but then he also was speaking Russian, and he went over to the area that I was in Brooklyn, and let me see if I can get the video where he was speaking Russian to them, and they were like looking at him crazy, and he's he don't even know the language.
My name is Frankie.
He said he only speak Hebrew, but the thing is, the nigga don't even look Jewish. They look Indian, and they look Amish. They look all kinds of shit because they're Russian. You know, they're just Russian, and Russian people are Ireland British.
While all of us over here don't know how to speak Yiddish.
He said they don't know how to speak it.
It's a little bit Yiddish. I think you're learning Yiddish on the lingo, right? Yeah. And you want to know how come all these guys don't know Yiddish.
He said he want to know why none of these guys know it. You see, and he's on the same area that I showed y'all on Utica in Eastern Parkway, where they say that they are the kings. These Jews right here, these Orthodox Jews, they're saying that they're the kings of the empire. They have taken our space. This is what we were. And these crazy nutcases think how could they be kings? Kings of what? Did they think they built any of this shit? They think they built any of those bridges and any of those goddamn... What are they the kings of? Like, why are we letting these people stay? Like, what is going on? What has the world come to, bro? Like, this is crazy.
You want to know why all that is really different than what it is? No. You know about the seven no laws.
The seven kind of changed into Indian to it's the Indian people right
the seven commandments. This is the commandments. The same. So it's 10 commandments from Moses.
Don't he look Indian to y'all? From Red Dot from India?
No way in hell. I don't think it was y'all color there in those days.
No, I know those. There are seven.
You guys came from the cursed chain. Asiatics, the Africans, the Canadians, the Black Jamaican, whatever you want to call those people, British, they came over here messing with y'all, and here y'all are becoming us. That is us too, because they, you know how they'll give you a Nipsey now. I don't know, but I hope he saw regular black guy around. Look at his little bite.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I hate when I talk during these videos.
They're not even. Yeah, black.
I don't want to say awesome.
More Asian, right?
They look Asian. Like you see what I'm talking about. It's clear as day what kind of games being played here, boy. This is sad.
If they're Russian, they should know Yiddish, but they stole Hebrew. Basically, he told them the ones that know Yiddish is in Williamsburg. But anyway, look at that. They be tight.
They all was upset. They was mad that he was coming up there challenging them.
This is Nostrum and Eastern Parkway. I know it's on the strip. I didn't go. Holy shit.
Wait, because I wanted you to hear some of the stuff they were saying. I don't know why I was talking so much.
But still, we keep them because God commanded us to do it, not because. Holy shit!
He said they keep them because God commanded them to do it. Look.
7 laws of all men for all mankind. But still, we keep them because God commanded us to do it, not because. Holy shit!
I didn't even know they believe in God.
Right. The reason why would God appoint you crazy? These niggas don't even believe in God.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
These people believe in God?
They said God told us. Which God? Zeus, Inky, and them? We do a lot of good and kindness. That's what we're meant to do. Messiah. That's sending you back into Arab land. Which one is it? I don't know. You're like, what is this? Don't get me kicked out of my inheritance that I stole.
Yeah, they don't want to get kicked out their inheritance. They want to keep our stuff. Talking about they the kings.
Thank the creator. Could you say it again? Means that it should be right? Hanukkah. Wow. That's a lot to remember. Because I grew up in East Flatbush and I've always been interested in the culture.
I bet he did. I told you like a little bit irony.
Curious about
but he might be mixed. I don't know.
Jewish people. And
because he don't have
language just gives me an ability to kind
of. He has like a look, but
moments like this. So
I don't hear no accent or anything.
There were cities where the entire population spoke English.
That's why I didn't say much about him. I don't know.
Chinese. Learning English.
I think he got those.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Thursday night. See, he's in Crown Heights.
Anyway, I'm not going to keep going on because he basically just showed that these people are all Russians. He was speaking Yiddish to them in Russian language, and some of them were saying they don't really know it, but that's where they're from. So I don't get how they're claiming that they're the kings and stuff if they're from Russia. They're not even from like Germany or something. These certain Jews, the Germany ones are I don't even know where they're all hiding out in different areas and stealing all our stuff, bro. It's so weird.
Jews feel that under the weather, under the rug, and you gotta make sure to stay up with who you are. You're a black person. You can think, oh, there's so much racism. No, you're black. You have your own thing. You have good things about your life. What about racist? It's who you are. All right. Don't think about something else. Something about Jews. Say anti-Semitic. No, don't forget about it. But there is anti-Semitism, like racism. But I'm not gonna scream it all day. I'm gonna stand up strong to who I am. I have my own good things in the world. You have your own things to the world. Why should I push those things away?
Okay, so the point is basically to not worry about what people have to say about you and just be yourself.
That's correct. And be yourself at the most possible.
Wow.
The most good that you are.
He gonna tell you, be yourself. Imagine that. He's talking about you guys. He's like, you got good things about you and you're black and you got good things. What is he talking about, bro? We want to know why you here. And like these people just say anything, son. They are car salesmen, Sal's car salesmen. They're going to stay here. They don't give two shits. They are the kings of Brooklyn. They're the kings of New York. This is their empire state. I don't know how the fuck Y'all gotta figure that out. It's bad. Like King George and all that is now a white man from a rate of from Yemen or wherever the fuck. Like, oh my god, like how is that even possible? Like, I don't know where y'all getting this stuff from. It's sad. It's sad that y'all really believe for 1 second that anything else was going on here. Okay, here goes the beginning of the show of Snowpiercer. Right? That's the beginning, right? So this shit is, I was like, oh my God, it's so strategic about how they went through all the code and they were hungry and they had to kill people off, whatever, because they were starving. Like, anyway, but you could see that we had something to do with helping them try to engineer over there. If you look at the very beginning, look what it says. Like, look at all the stuff it says right here, right? Now look at Garrison comes up. Oh God. So it says perpetual engine, right? So like if you look at the little area where it's saying that, if you can't read it because it's probably backwards, it says perpetual engine. Then it says the brakesman Garrison scale of an 8.0, 11 2 and 1 inch third class engine. Okay. So I'm just trying to explain to you. You saw the Garrison connection with the Darth Vader. It was like Garrison. It said Garrison, Duke of Garrison, right? Dutch of Garrison, right? So sometimes I'll be thinking the Dutch could possibly have been us at some point. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm getting somewhere with that, because when I looked up the Dutchland, like when I was like, oh well, where is Dutch from? There's no Dutchland. It's called Deutschland, like DES, douche. So I'm like, are they even Dutch? Like, cause I know. Like, anyway, I'm not even gonna get into that. That's something I'm still looking into to see who's really the Dutch and who's not the Dutch. But anyway, because that Sun thing, the SON is from North. It's ours. I already looked at the Jackson name. It's a lot of names like Harrison, Davis, and stuff like that. And not Davison, but Davis and Harris. Like anything with an is at the end, it's like ish, and it's from like Welsh and Belgium. But anything like Jackson and stuff like that is from here, America. Like I have a video where it goes over the last name in the regions. So like just like speaking about these people, like these will be like the Jamaicans. These are the Great Britain people that's from Canada. Like these are the ones that's getting us. They're very loud, very, very same type of people, bro. Like these are all the same people, son. This is why they win. This is why they have all the views. They all stick together. Okay, they all play this big game. It's a big game being played. We got like we got the Phantom of the Opera. These are the Phantom of the Operas. They all, the telenovas. These are all soap opera, fake TV shows, actors. They all, like the people from Central Latin America, they're all actors. They do improvs and stuff back there. This is the game. This is our game. That's what this show used to be called. It's called Our Game. Okay? You're getting beat in the head by a bunch of like Latin, Central Latin American, this is A-Rap, all from Latin, all from Latin America. All right? Or West Indian, British. You see that forehead? See that forehead? You see it? It's there. They're all of the same. Okay, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. It's 2:00 in the morning. I don't know who's still with me, but thank you for still being here. I did not mean to stay up this late. I'm done. I'm fried. And there's so much more stuff to go over as far as them whitewashing the British people from them looking like islanders. So you could see that they clearly were Jamaican and stuff. If you keep incesting and messing around up there in the cold, you will start to look more of that Caucasian look that they start to get when they're from South Africa and Germany, when the Yorkshires and the British people intermix in the United Kingdom and they act like they were fighting each other. And they all the same people. It's just different regions when they split up. Yeah, so I think that's all I can really find right now. I did want to just show the Oscar thing, and I did want to show that, we don't talk about Bruno, what happened to me, how they set me up. Look at Nipsey, Nipsey with the forehead. This guy is from Africa as well. They're all from, and I wouldn't be, Central Latin. These are all the same people. So don't be shocked that all these people are in the limelight, because they're all Western, all of the same heritage. Look how they have her with the Mickey Mouse in the mini shirt, the Mickey Mouse and the Minnie Mouse, because they're German, they're Black German, they're all, the mouse thing. Like, this is all, it's all strategic. They're all the same people. Okay. This was weird. I felt like it was weird that he brought her like this. I don't know. It just was weird to me. I don't care. I just think they're creepy when it comes down to stuff. I just think they're just creepy people. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. So that's all I really have. They just want you to watch. He's coming out with like a reality show. They just want you to be this. They want you to be Hermanas. They want you to be harmonicas. They want you to be mermaids. They want you to live under the sea with them. They want to do horseback riding, Brokeback Mountain riding with you. They already cathetered our men. The Catholic Church, I believe that they took the sperm of our men. That if you know what a catheter goes into the man's penis hole and helps him pee when he has issues with when he has blockage. When he has like blockage in his like what is that, the liver, I believe, where the piss comes out of. So they have to put a catheter all the way inside, like a drainage. So I think that's what the Catholic Church is, the Roman Holy Catholic Church. It's just that real church that I showed y'all is the catheter of that. They cathetered us. Okay, that Buckingham Palace is really the fake replica CC copycat monkey see monkey do version of what Atlanta had. Atlanta had in the Bucking, in Buckhead. You see all the rich people or the people or whatever, people that have something live in Buckhead. So don't get confused that they just went up there because I believe that they believe in a hierarchy. I believe that they think because we were here and they were there, that if Simon and Theodore, if the Roman and the Roman gypsy around to the top, that they could become a hierarchy. And that's where that United Kingdom fake, they were Knights of Templars. They're supposed to be Knights of Templars or whatever. But then they end up being taking over and doing a switcheroo with their black British people, acting like they're coming over here playing good cop, bad cop with the white and the black slave mammy in them when they all directly related, just to bother us and make us beat us up, wash us out, and great migrate us, and then intermix, change the Bible and start the Bible off with saying sharing is caring. They're disrespectful. They're disrespectful people. Listen, I'm not going to continue on from here. I'll try to pick it up another day and try to really clean it up. But this is like an old picture of Elizabeth, the Queen Elizabeth. Like I said, if you look at her hair, you could tell this lady is clearly ethnic. Her hair would never be able to hold like that if she wasn't of ethnic background. So clearly, I believe she was a British woman. Same people, Ireland, Irish, same where they just turn very palish looking when they come up to that cold region. Okay. And that's all I really have for you guys right now. Just want to just give some pride to my people. And I wanted to unleash the dragon and explain to you guys what the dragon really is. It's just Bob Marley. It's just it's a melanated Asian. And unfortunately, if I go back to the map, it's all of these people. Okay? If you go back to the map, this would be us. We're very tight. We're very little. We're very little, right? But they already tore us up here. And then they already tore us up and mixed up here. We barely making it as turtles. And they finally smashed us out and took our empire, right? Which was from New York all the way to Georgia. Okay, that was the most important part of our empire, and that was the very beginnings that took us. That we started from here, from the Great Ice Age. It did not recede here, and it went all the way back and stopped here. We were good. Okay, this is flat lands. We could build on this land. You guys are building on lands that are not flat. That's why you have leaning towers. And you have rubble and all that kind of, you have the ruins. All that shit was ruined when the earth shook or anything happened, it got ruined. So there's no point for y'all to even have nice things and build too much over there. Like the Leaning Tower, pieces, the Eiffel Tower, all that stuff is trying to be constructed on land that is not as flat and as sturdy as it needs to be. Okay, so instead of y'all continuing production there, y'all dropped all y'all tools, and then they said France is not. They said France is empty right now. Isn't that not true? Did they not report that France is empty? So they all over here. They've been coming over here since the Louisiana sale. All right, and this is from not French up here. These are the French coming from down here. These are all French people. Look at my yacht. This is the my yacht. Young Pharaoh and it was from. Okay. Oh man, I don't know. I can't really. Okay. See the mother gas card. That's where they mask up at. See the little island Maya? Look at the little Maya island. Okay, this is where they have a whole bunch of illegal babies at, and they live in wild here. This is a wild illegal town, Maya. All right. So there we go, right there, right. And they're the port of. They lead into Mother Gas Cord and all that. Oh my God, what happened? Oh my God. I tell you, this is okay. There we go. Where's my camera? Okay. Yeah. So that means I should just get on out of here. All right. So yeah. So as I showed you, we started and unfortunately all these people are the same people. They started doing things. It got French and Spanish here. Then it continued on being like African, very African, Tulu. Then it became very Spanish, white, Italian, French, like all this Jewish and Drake and them, the Jewish, blah blah blah. All these people back here. This is where the horn is, the war horn, the horn, all the way back here, and they call this the war horn. This is where all the warmongers and stuff come from. And then they go on to, and you see how it's very Italian back here. The farmers, these are the farmers, okay? We are gardeners. And we are carpenters and things of that nature. So they go on and they continue on acting like weirdos all the way around. They go this way to Ireland and they cut this way and they meet in the middle. They act like they don't know who each other are when they get over here. When one goes this way and the other one cut it to Ireland, they meet up all over here. The Boinking Zone, and they're messing with Neanderthals as well over here. This is the planet of the apes. So it's a lot of stuff going on over here. And that's all I could really do because you see this stuff ain't working that well for me. It doesn't work that well on my phone. So the real Africa and everything will, in my opinion, the real Africa will be over here. This will be the real Africa. They already told you that the Italians are mixed with African, very directly. So they're called New Guinea pigs. And this is the Latin pig Latin area, which the son of Ham. When Cain came to the land of Nod, you became the son of Hams and the son of Homer, simpletons. You are the simple ones, simpletons. Okay, you're the tons. You're the simpletons. Y'all just cast this. Y'all just cast spells over. Y'all cast it over our shit. Y'all cast it over everything. Y'all didn't even build nothing. Y'all casting over shit. That's it. Y'all cast iron, blacksmiths. Okay, locksmiths. You thieves. You thieves. Before I go. Yeah, so that's all I really got to say about everybody besides the number ones. Yeah, number one. Original, okay? The apple. The atoms of the apple, the lineage. Oh, don't address me as anything or such, okay? They already know what we is. They be talking about, oh, we have a bad attitude. No. Or we know that is that royalty smashing out of us. Like we can't even help it. We like when they be like, when you saw the blacks, they being maids and stuff, we would never be that nice to them people. We'd have been like, like it's not happening. And on top of that, we were never slaves. They tried to beat us in the head with the books and the money. Okay, and they bankrupt us. They took that. I told you the Chinese nigga said that he came in there with a gun and told people to head out before he blow their head off. And he said that they left and they went out of state. They left and never stopped walking. And they left the bank, the money, the this, the that. They left everything. So you see what kind of savagery we was dealing with? All right? We were trying to be sophisticated people. This is a classy place. And then when you see that Indian crime, remember in the 90s, they used to see the Indian crime saying, oh, it's getting dirty. Yeah, because like they said, when Eve came, she brought weed, like the weeds, like the garden started growing weeds on it and stuff. And then Adam started to have to work. Instead of him talking to the garden, now Adam has to pull the weeds out, get all the dirty bugs off of the garden. She brought dirt, swamp, sweaty, swarthy, blackened, white. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. And they come with their cockroaches and they rats and yes, their germs. Yes, because they are of a sickle cell egg anyway. All of it is sick. And then you have to continue to intermix to try to get it back on track. All right, so I think I made my point here today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If not, sorry. And I know most of the people that get what I do, even if they're not of and they're whatever. I don't know. Like if they feel like, oh, I'm a Asiatic. I'm a melanated Asian or whatever. And it's like, okay, well, I'm not giving any issues with that. That's me explaining history correctly. Should not offend anyone. I'm not offended that y'all told it wrong all this time. I'm being very nice trying to explain it this way because it was explained other ways and I'm not pissed off about it. I'm not mad at you. I lead with love. You know that these people are the total opposite. So they're going to be leading with hate. So if they're going to hate on it and say, oh, well, you're saying this and you're saying, then let them do what they're born to do. If they say things, I'm never going to be like, oh, well, you said, I just ask questions and I call it a day. Like, we got to all be civilized at some point, right? Ain't that what you is? I wonder who is the real the real first civilization, and who was really civilizing and displaying people what to do with their hygienes and how to fight and what to this and how to drink and how to eat and how to cook and how to be a Southern Belle and how to do this and how to do that. I wonder who's telling y'all where y'all was getting all this stuff from. Okay? When y'all figure it out, and I don't think y'all still figured out that hygiene part. I mean, I'm not saying y'all stink. I'm saying naturally, if something ain't right. Like with the Indian, it's like something embedded. Is it? I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, I'm done. I just wish that I could explain it as good as I can. That we're number one. We are the originals. Okay. It's just not going. There's no way to go around from there. And I'm proud to be an American. Okay. And I know you guys are probably being American too. So when I show y'all the timeline, when I showed y'all the French came first, and then it was the British, and then it was the Spanish, and then it's America, it's because y'all all become American now. Y'all all become us. Y'all got a piece of your pie. Y'all finally got a piece of the pie. The American apple pie, right? So there we go. So I do want to lead it off with my little song. And I am going to come back and explain a little bit more. I always try to clean it up. But I don't think I can go any further than from here that we are the descendants of Adam and people are of Adam and some people could be of Eve. Even if you are in the realm of the family, you could still take after of, just like Jesus was taking after of Mary, being the righteous, wanting to be a martyr and change over from Enki, his father, the descendant of the line he should follow in and be a martyr. That's why they probably wanted to kill him, because they knew he probably will be a traitor of somewhat, of not helping them out. Inky, because if you are the father, you're supposed to be the father of the father, right? That's the men are the ones who rule and reign. So if he is being of the mother, that's not a good thing. And not being of the mother, but being of the stepfather, Joseph, which is of the line of Adam, which Joseph and Mary goes on to have King James and all those other children of their lineage of the North America. Okay, so I will try to find. I'm going to do that in the next one where I show y'all where they say Inky is the father of Jesus, or I'll show you the whole timeline of that. So I am going to leave you guys with this, because we're not Bruce Leroy's. I know they want us to think that we're the mix of Asians and whatever, but the Asians wish. They could keep dreaming in dreamland. They could keep rowing their boats and gently down the stream, but we are the real descendants. We are the ones that the Illumini. And once we realize that, that's when we're going to stop that West Indian hand of Shonuff, that showmaster, that clown. We're going to stop that Shonuff. We're going to grab that and West Indian. We're going to figure it out one day. When we figure it out that we not no Bruce Lee, we're just Bruce. We just Bruce Wayne. You know what I'm saying? When we figure that out and we grab that nigga Shonuff hand and we grab it up like that, and we get that glow and we illuminate, it's gonna be a wrap. That nigga, he couldn't do nothing with him after that, right? Once he understood, he got that glow, and he realized, oh, I got the glow. These niggas don't got the glow. Those people are ashy. These people are ashy. The white ones, all of them. The St. Patty's, all these people, they don't got the glow. They don't got the glow stick. So they use makeup. And they try to get the glow. See, I put on a little eyebrow and I do something with my lip here and there. That shit going down. It was looking a little Centerithia with the little brown. Even though that's not from, that's us too, but whatever. If they want to take it, they want to make it a Centerita look, fine. We share. I don't know why they say we don't share. It's just when we see that many people at the border like they doing now, that's why we don't share. We're not sharing that much. All right? And all them people at the border, people coming through the Arab. They said the Russians done went. And how many people done came this year from this COVID? How many people done popped in and got some jobs that was available? They done made them jobs smooth available, right? They made them jobs smooth available. They swamped in here. They got them nurses in there. They got them quack doctors. They're doctoring with their doctorate papers and their docs on the doctoring. They're docs. They're quack docs. They're the witch doctors. And as you can see with the Creole, when you get to Creole with the Saint, with the what you call it, with Creole, it's like a French Spanish, and it means believe. It means believe because they are, what believe means. Everybody be like, oh, to be a liar, to be lied, to be lied to. So these Creole, okay, this is French Spanish. Where I'm going wrong at? They're liars. It's to believe. The cremos. You see what I'm saying? Isn't that a little bit like Greek? You see what I'm saying? Like this is all Latin. This is all coming from the same people. Creus. Like it's all, you see? And that's why most of like the main language is English and Latin. Because you see, it's only two. There's only two people here. So I hope you see Creole like I think so. Maybe. I think they're liars, bro. They're fucking liars, bro. Like, swear. Nothing we could do. Don't listen to nothing they say. Okay? I don't care what they telling you. Okay? Creoles. Okay? To believe. To be lied. And look at Eve. To be lied Eve. We ain't going wrong. Okay. If y'all don't think these are all the descendants of Eve, Cain and all that, like this is the Ma sons. The genealogy starts with Adam. That's us, the G-men, the genealogy, like Gina from Martin, Gina with the apple head. The genealogy starts with us. And you see how like Martin mother didn't like Gina and them, and Pam and them didn't like Gina because they look like because she was a Tweety bird, like a yellow native, Anyway, and I'm not saying that Pam and them wasn't. They probably were mixed. My Martin mother, but Pam was probably more too. But not Martin mother and a Martin Dutch, as the Dutch Martin, Mars Martin, a martyr, not a mer, or farmer, but a Mars from California. Them going up to the Bering Strait, the Mars people that goes up to, and that's why I thought Mars was England and stuff, knew the Yorkshires, but it's really they're really starting their wild witchery from California, and I think they broke California off. I don't know how to get all this stuff. You asked them what they've done before they even became monkey men, and before they even went past, or before they killed Abe, before Abel done married and all that. They say he ain't having children, but I'm telling you, they rewrote the Bible to knock us out. Because you got the Isabels, you got the Jezebels, and then you got Mabel, like my great grandma named Mabel, like from the South. Then you got the Jezebels from like the Jezebels. Then you got the Isabels, like Islam, Ishmael, and Ishtar. So you see, because they're all from America, it's Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. Once they go out and venture and become scientists, scientific nano, Herman, Normans, Ken goes on and do all more than he needs to be doing. Okay? He said he went over and multiplied millions of times. He messed with 2 Neanderthal shorties, 2 other shorties, messed with mad shorties. We stayed in our lane. They keep telling you the same stories over and over. I don't care what language or what names y'all put it in. It's the same story being told from the Bible, the original gospel of what the fuck was going on here, because we were here first. Y'all can't tell our story. That's why when the Bible starts talking about the exiles, they leave us out the original Bible, because our story is already started off, and then the exile goes on. They can't tell you what's going on in America. They ain't come back until when? 1918 something? They barely even got into the North part yet. So they can't explain to you what was going on during them dark times. Okay? It was dark for them. Lights out, niggas. You out of here. Anyway, I'm done. It's late. I'm going to be pissed tomorrow morning. Like, share, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of you guys' night. I'm going to try to get all these messages before I go. Like the Deutschland. I don't know if this is the Dutch, but we could be the Dutch, and they just stealing it, because why isn't it called Dutchland and instead of douche? Where is the E coming from? So it's and here we go with the different word and the different spelling. And you gotta take that into consideration, because I read a book called Dutch before, and it was about like a black hustler dude or whatever. And when I was blown, I used to stay blowing them Dutches and them optimums. So it's like. And Duchess is like a very it's like a luxurious cigar where you roll your blunt in some nice shit. You see what I'm saying? Not the backwoods, the Duchess. So, or the Optimum Dutch, this is expensive. And we already know the Dutch came first. They were are we the Dutch? But then I seen the bread, I had bread in the store, and it was called Martin Dutch bread. Remember I told you Martin had went from the show, Martin and Gina, Martin went, remember, left and became to the coat and became Brother Sunflower Seed. Started growing his. Remember when Martin left because of that dude that took it. The other black dude, something Davidson, when he was like, "Did you miss me?" And he tried to play Martin and was like, "Yo, you can't put me on." He was like, "Yeah, come through to California." And Martin came to California, quit his job, and he was like, "Why'd you come here? Like, that was Hollywood talk." He's like, "What would happen if you come to my house, Reron?" And that nigga was like, "How many times did I invite you to my house, Reron?" And Reron was like, "1 million times." And he was like, "And what would happen if you come to my house, Reron?" He's like, "I would get sprayed." So, and then Martin was looking like, so you understand what I'm saying? And then Martin goes crazy, dips off like, like my brother played me. And now I gotta go clear my mind. Like, so I don't know. I'm gonna try to explain all that stuff. Maybe try to make sense of the Martin and how they went on to Ireland and where do we fit in that, being their engineers and You know what I'm saying? How we was ended up working with them from the jump to help them start. We helped them build out the whole Central Latin America. In America is damn near identical with the buildings of the old world. So we already know we've been with dealing with each other in America. But I'm just trying to figure out how we interlude over towards Africa and Europe and all that stuff. That's the confusing part. Okay, we already see how America is built out and how we all interacted with each other all the way down to the Central. So we all know each other from there. So the fact that they act like no one knew each other and people were just traveling around and popping up, Christopher Wallace, Christopher this, what Christopher really stands for Saint Kitts, it stands for the islands. It's Saint Kitts, that's where they really are from. And that's why they say the only Christopher they acknowledge is Wallace. They're all from the islands, they're all Caribbeans and things of that nature, turn Latin, been Latin, add Latin, all that stuff. Yeah, I know everybody's saying goodnight, and I swear I'm trying to get out of here. Um, it's too late for me to even stay any longer, even if I had something else to say. But I'm definitely going to look at all of these comments, and thank you for being here, everybody that always here, especially Frida. Special shout out to Frida M. I am MCs, Spawn 2020, Gambino. I don't want to leave any of the regulars that always hold me down out because I'm telling you, if it wasn't for you guys, I'll be here by myself because I do this pretty late. So I do appreciate y'all staying up with me. I think that y'all do that to support and maybe because y'all like what I say, but also for the support. So I do want to always shout that out at the end. And shout out to DC14. Anybody else that were here, KD the Great. Factual One, you always hear what's up. I'm glad to see you here as well. Don't want to miss any of the people that I know. Super Chunky B, Helen Netilo. I saw a lot of good comments that I did wanted to talk on. One day I'm going to start trying to come up here more often so I won't be talking so much and trying to get certain points out so I can kind of interact more since I'm now being able to see the chat. But I don't come up here so often, so I try to get as much as I can. Look how long that took. And I swear I'm going to try to clean it up as best as I can. Because sometimes I'm so all over the place, but that's what history does. History will have you in 500 BC and then they have you in 1789. That's what they do. So, and I already explained to how that happens because of the methods that they do with the scientific times 10. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of you guys' night. I'm gonna go to sleep now and try to wake up in the morning. All right, later, y'all.